Hey guys, Darth Gloric here, back with part 4 of my Love Ribbon playthrough. I don't know why I had to say it like that. Anyway, welcome back. So last time, things were getting pretty intense. Zoe and Iris did finally commit to their feelings for each other. They officially started dating, and things started getting really intense. There is more than a few cuts in the last episode, but it was getting super good. Now, at the very end of the episode, there was a very big choice to make. We had the choice between Iris retaking a test that will allow her to get her scholarship and like secure college and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then we had a choice between going to this very big important concert to Zoe that will hopefully get her scouted by like record labels and things like that. And so we had a choice to make, and I mean, it wasn't that much of a choice because obviously we of course supported Zoe and I explained my point that there is other jobs, like there's other jobs, there's other career options, there's other colleges, there's other places to live, like there are many paths in life, but you cannot replace your relationships. Those are invaluable. So it was a no-brainer kind of decision. Now, we're sitting on this menu because there's a lot of sound effects going on, and I wanted you guys to be able to hear me. Now, in the last episode, I also dropped the music before I started recording. Oh, look, there's the biker again. He just can't stay away. So I dropped the music because it seemed very loud in parts 1 and 2, so I dropped it for 3, and of course this one. We will turn this back up, though. So we are hopping right back into it. Now, obviously, I think we're at the college now. Whew, I made it. I've taken so long to get ready that I missed the train over. I had to wait 15 minutes for another one. I am wondering really quick, though. It does feel like there's no sound. It is definitely silent. Like, I didn't do any of that, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's very quiet all of a sudden. Anyway, okay, the event was down a side street, well off the main road, but I managed to find it within a couple of blocks. There is a sign by the fence indicating that this is where I need to be. Don't fidget, Iris, look calm. Though it's not super busy, there are a surprising amount of people here. There's no chairs or anything, but it looks like there's an open bar to my left, not that I'd have any desire to go make use of it, even if I could. After some time waiting, the lights eventually, not like I almost said naturally, that doesn't make any sense, eventually dim. A drummer and a guitarist slide into their places on stage. There's a man in the center who raises a microphone to his lips. Ladies and gentlemen, the stage proudly presents Lead and Pink. That's an interesting band name. There's a spattering of applause as Zoe's band files on stage. The drummer bangs his sticks together, and another guitarist points 3 fingers at the crowd, bobbing his head as he walks. I'm not sure what that means, but the audience seems to like it. Hey, there's the sound. And then I see Zoe. She looks restrained, cool, and unruffled. Despite this, she practically beams with pride as she spots me. Lifting her arms as high as I can, I bounce and wave like a faithful groupie. Let's go! Zoe grins even more, then restrains herself once again to focus on her guitar. And then the show begins. I can't keep the joy off my face. Zoe looks so cool I can barely bear it. The rowdy audience fades away as I concentrate on the strumming of her guitar. By song 3, there's a sheen of perspiration on her face, makes her look like an angel. When the song trails to an end, there is loud applause and cheering. I too clap enthusiastically. Before I know it, the show ends. The announcer comes back on stage to pull in a second band for that night. The crowd roars so loudly that my ears instinctively try to block out the noise. I wait anxiously among the escaping masses as Zoe's show comes to an end. Fortunately for Zoe, and unfortunately for me, the venue is packed. I can't move an inch without bumping into someone. I have little choice but to either go with the flow or wait for the crowd to disperse. Aw man, it's over already, I can't believe this. There aren't even any CDs for sale. How am I supposed to deal with this? Yeah, your life is over. Hey, don't act like you're not interested. You were waving your arms like an idiot during the first encore. Shut up, you're just testy because you can't perv on that punk chick anymore. What? Hey, it's not like that. Sure it isn't. Just don't do anything stupid like try to slip backstage, okay? I just said it's not like that. Scores of people continue to vacate the premises while talking about the show. In particular, many of them seem to be interested in Zoe. As a temporary replacement, her face is unfamiliar, and her presence was initially a point of contention for the diehard fans in the audience. But as she played, Zoe proved that she was every bit as talented as the band's member she was replacing, and before long she had amassed a following of her own. How do I get to Zoe? I make my way through the dirty venue, not having lost its magic from Zoe's show. The popular band that is the main show jerk around like broken animatronics on the platform. Well, not to my taste at all. I was about to say, clearly not into it. At least with Zoe's band, I could understand some of the lyrics. Looking around at the crowd, everyone is dressed in grungy black clothes that remind me of Zoe's. I would probably stick out like a pink doll in the Halloween store. Yeah, that's true. It's very cute. I mean, it's very cute, but like they sound like metalheads. So yeah, I would say she incredibly stands out. I definitely don't belong here. Not really sure where to go. My heart pounds as I approach the side of the stage, slowly making my way through the crowd. Once I'm up close, I spot Zoe's band members. Yo, you guys are about ready to head off? Almost. Let me grab a few more things. All right. Have you sorted things out with the newbie yet? Not. Yeah, we're gonna give her a ride back home once we're done. Sweet. I'm gonna leave first then. Give her my best. All right. Her performance tonight was great. Tell her yourself at practice tomorrow. Finally clearing off the stage, the last of Zoe's bandmates begin to leave. Only a few fans and venue staff members remain now. Should be able to locate Zoe. Thinking that, I head towards the stage, keeping an eye out for my favorite guitarist. Whoa, hold on. Where do you think you're going, little lady? Only staff and performers are allowed beyond this point. Oh, sorry. I'm actually looking for my sister. See, this is her first show with this band. You might have seen her on stage. You know, the slender black-haired guitarist. You expect me to remember that you're her sister? You look nothing alike. I expect me to believe. You expect me to believe you're her sister? You look nothing alike. And even if you are related, rules are rules. No audience members beyond this point. No way. Can't you make an exception just this once? Not happening. Like I said, rules are rules, right? She heard you. Zoe! Before I can make a spectacle out of myself, Zoe emerges from behind the security guard. Seeing the two of us together, the security guard shrugs his shoulders, walk away, leaving Zoe and I alone together. Zoe, thank goodness you're here. I wasn't sure if I'd... Zoe? While I'm addressing Zoe, she suddenly moves closer, throws her arms around me. I can tell from the strength in her arms and her quick breathing that Zoe is still amped up from her performance, and in all likelihood, that feeling won't soon disappear. Zoe, please, you're hurting me. Sorry, lost myself for a second there. I'm so glad you're here. Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Or a very important test. Yeah, totally. Well, I can worry about that later. Zoe's cheeks tint a lovely pink as I smile at her. I can't really blame you for getting excited, though. You told me this would be a big show, but I didn't realize how right you were until the music started playing. There were so many people down here that I thought I was going to get swept away. I know, right? Did you see the size of that audience? It was huge, way bigger than I was expecting. I was so nervous that I was shaking, looking down at so many people, thinking about their expectations of me. I was totally freaking out. But then you know what? I looked down at the audience and I saw you looking up at me, and that was it. Just started playing, forgot all about the audience and the venue, forgot all about the ticket money, and I completely devoted myself to playing for you. Before I realized it, we played the first 5 songs, couldn't even hear my own self-doubt over their cheers. That was my best show yet, and I owe it all to you, Iris. Smiling brightly, Zoe takes my hand in hers. I look down at our hands, minced together, then glance back at Zoe, return her smile with one of my own. Don't be silly. The only thing you owe this night to is your own hard work and dedication. You were amazing tonight, Zoe. I thought so, your bandmates thought so, and so did hundreds of unbiased strangers. It's just like you and me. This is the start of something big for you, the chance of a lifetime. Just like you told me, sorry. And I'm glad I could be here to see it. Iris. Still smiling as we hold hands, I feel myself slowly pulling towards Zoe. As her sister, I'm proud of Zoe. I want to pour praise on her as I shout out to anyone present that she's my sister and that she's going to be a superstar one day. But as her friend, and maybe something more, what I feel as I move closer to Zoe is something harder to speak of so openly. I stare at Zoe's lips, which are still quivering in excitement and curled up into a smile, and unconsciously I begin to inch my face closer to hers. Zoe widens her eyes slightly, but she doesn't say anything. Instead, she warps her smile into one that exudes an entirely different emotion than moments ago. Zoe and I move closer together, and as my lips begin to part... Ah, there you are! Come on! It's like, every time! What? I've been looking everywhere for you. Come on, we're about to get going. You still want to ride home, don't you? If you don't hurry up, you're going to... The young woman who I recognize as the band's vocalist suddenly glanced towards me. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I'll give you a minute to catch up, okay? No, wait, this isn't what it looks like. No, it's cool, have at it, you two. Don't worry, Zoe, I won't tell the others that you were hooking up with your girlfriend while they waited in the van. I'm telling you, that isn't it. Zoe, why aren't you saying anything? While I frantically try to hide my embarrassment, Zoe takes a different approach. She averts her gaze while blushing slightly, neither confirming nor denying her bandmate's assumption. You've got a lively one there, Zoe. Just make it quick, okay? We've got to head off soon. Oh, and if your girlfriend wants a ride, we do have room for at least one more. Don't be a stranger, okay? With those parting words, the vocalist waves goodbye and returns backstage. I turn towards Zoe once more, still speechless and blushing. She allows a faint smile to appear on her face. But behind that smile, and the embarrassment of having our relationship thrown into question so openly, I see a hint of sadness. I didn't say I was her girlfriend, but she also didn't say that we're sisters. Sisters? Well, there's that. We still don't know if we're really blood related. They're not blood related! They're not related! I'm telling you, man, they're not related. It's fine, stupid brain. Stop reminding me of that. Let me enjoy my evening. What am I gonna do if she really is my actual sister? My grip on her arm loosens. I stare at nothing, downcast. What's wrong? Nothing. Is it all the noise? No, it's not. I'll go tell them we're ready to go, then we can get out of here. Thank you for being there for me tonight. Her genuine smile is enough to make my previous thoughts fade into a pool of happiness. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I would like stop correcting people. like look, fine. If they're gonna get all like, you know, close and you know, PDA and whatnot, like in public, that's fine. Stop correcting people. Like, you know, like, look, you have to realize people can see you, and again, it's fine, but just stop correcting people. If people be like, wow, I didn't realize you were with your girlfriend, sorry, you'd be like, no problem, bro, don't worry about it. Like, you know what I mean? It's only weird when you correct people. It's like, stop doing that. Like, just let their assumptions be whatever they are, okay? Like, they shouldn't have even said it at school that one time, and if they hadn't, everything would be fine. Like, everything as far as any public, like, I don't know what the word is, reputations are concerned, everything would be fine. Anyway, whew, I'm exhausted. I'm not surprised. That was quite a show, Zoe. Tell me about it. All I want to do now is lay down and go to sleep. I'd better take a shower first, though. I'm covered in sweat. Good idea. I'll get started on dinner then. Sure you wouldn't prefer to join me? Are you serious? Why not? Just the two of us here after all. We don't need to hold back. Oh gosh, well, I unconsciously lower my head as my face heats up. Before I can give a response, a smirk appears on Zoe's face. Hi, don't get so worked up, I was just kidding. Though if you work up the guts to join me, I wouldn't turn you away. Still wearing a smirk that hides her true intention, I couldn't tell if Zoe's joking or not. But even if she wasn't, she's correct about one thing, I certainly don't have the guts to join her of my own accord. Why do you have to be so difficult to read, Zoe? If you just honestly say what's on your mind without turning everything into a joke, Wait a minute. My eyes catch on a letter by our front door. What on earth? Ah, what's wrong? Zoe, it's here! What's here? The test, it's here, the results are here! What test? Did that professor let you move the test forward after all? The professor? No, not that test. Talking about the, you know, the genetic test. Oh. Zoe's face is colored with both surprise and anxiety as those final words leave my mouth. I'd almost forgotten that we even took the test. This is quite a surprise. Yeah, you can say that again. So what does it say? I look at the sealed envelope in my hands. The envelope begins to open as I undo the seal, and inside I find several sheets of paper. Let me see. Blood is normal, no traces of any STDs or the like. There's quite a lot of information here. I should hope so. The test wasn't cheap, you know. Just skip to the match, would you? Right, I'm on it. I should look over this again later and make sure I have a clean bill of health. With that optimistic thought in mind, I skim through the rest of the text until I land on the final page. Here we go. Probability... Oh man, I'm so nervous, dude. It's like I'm finding out something about me. Probability of patient A and B being direct blood relatives is... 100. What? Well, I can't. How? I can't believe that. How are they? I can't even believe that. What? Wow, what a shock. Wow, what a reveal. I can't believe that. How is that possible? They could not be more different. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything. 100%. Perfect match. I look her from the paper and gauge Zoe's reaction. She stares at me with her eyes wide open as though she's actually surprised to hear that we're siblings. 100%? That's not even a remote possibility we're not related. It says here the results are rounded to the nearest 0.001%, so it's not impossible, but it looks like we're sisters. I can feel the envelope shaking in my hands as my mind processes what I just read. Zoe and I are, without a doubt, 100% blood-related sisters. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. The things we did together, the dates we went on, the kiss we shared with two sisters, offspring of the same parents, and all these things with and to each other? Oh dear. Without a thought for what I just read, we deepened what it might lead to. We deepened our relationship, we flirted in public, we felt each other up at school, we became as intimate as a real couple. But now that reality is caught up to us, that may no longer be possible. Let's not like just cut that off right away, okay? This can't be happening. This has to be some kind of mistake, right? Zoe, no, I get it. They mixed up our results with someone else's, right? That's it. Maybe they just screwed up the test. No one's perfect after all. Zoe, please. Why am I getting so worked up over a stupid test? It's obviously wrong. I mean, how can we be sisters? Sisters don't go on dates or kiss or do any of that stuff. We're just an ordinary couple, right? No way we could be related. Don't you think so, Iris? Come on, tell me I'm right. I look away as Zoe pleads with tears in her eyes. My own eyes begin to grow teary, and I can feel my anxiety getting the best of me. Stop it, Zoe. Pleading with me isn't going to change anything. It was a 100% match. We really are sisters. Iris? Hey, come on, how can that be right? We grew up on different continents. We never even met until we both came here. There's no chance we're related. It's all just... Damn it, Zoe, just accept it already. We both knew from the start. We both knew that we were sisters all along, right? But that's okay. It doesn't change anything. Nothing has to be different between us. We can just keep going like we have been, you know? I can hear the desperation in my own voice as I try to convince Zoe that everything's okay. Even if we're sisters, nothing needs to change. We knew there was a high probability of that from the beginning, and it never stopped us until now. Why should it be any different for this far along? No, I can't accept that. If we really are sisters, then all those things we did... Zoe covers her mouth with her hand as though she's about to throw up. I kissed you. I kissed my own sister. I held you in my arms and kissed you. I took off your clothing. I ran my fingers down your bare flesh. What kind of sister does that? What kind of a disgusting human could do that to their own sister? If we really are sisters, then you and I, all those things I did... Stop it, Zoe, please. Look, it doesn't matter to me, okay? Who cares? Who cares if we're siblings? It's not like we have children anyway, right? Come on, can't we just go back to like how we were an hour ago? Zoe shakes her head while still cupping her mouth with her hand. Impossible. I may be a lot of things, but that's line even I can't cross. What? What are you kidding me? Like hell no. Why? Tell me how this changes a single thing. It doesn't, right? I still love you. You still love me. We're just two people in love, same as always. I'm surprised. What's happened? Suddenly Zoe's not into it, and Iris is like, I don't care. Like, what's happened? It was like different roles like half a second ago. Why should things like blood matter? I don't care for my sister. Why do you? Once again, Zoe shakes her head. It's not that simple, Iris. The hell it isn't. It's illegal for us to be together, Iris. We can't be doing stuff like this. Then why now? After a stupid piece of paper? You can't tell me this time you were pretending we weren't sisters. Zoe? I need to be alone. What? Zoe, stop. No, I won't accept this. I don't care what the test results were. Ever since I met you, I felt so different. Since the moment I laid my eyes on you, Zoe, before Zoe has a chance to say anything, I put everything on the line. Oh, this is bad. It's bad. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Zoe's just gonna slap her or something and walk away. It has to be more dramatic. Are you kidding? And force my lips to hers. Startled, Zoe tries to pull away, but I enclose my arms around her shoulders. To my relief, she kisses back. She gently places her arms around me, kisses me back, closing her eyes and allowing herself to be taken away. Her breathing slows. Zoe finally begins to calm down. Her soft lips move against my own with an increasing urgency. Slide my hand behind her back, feeling her warmth. How could something so simple feel this good? Sorry, we're back. As I think that, her tongue finds its way into my mouth and we intertwine them. It doesn't matter we're sisters. It doesn't matter. If I can feel like this when I'm with her, then how can it be wrong? I can't help myself. The excitement from the kiss, Zoe's body pressing up against mine, all my pent-up frustrations come crashing out. I let out a small moan. Zoe. Like a spell being broken, Zoe's eyes open. I told you it's not going to work. Clarity returning to them at a rapid pace. We were in the middle of kissing each other like lovers would. Zoe's lips pull away from mine. I'm sorry, I can't do this. No, please, I love you. I try to kiss her again, but Zoe's already backing up, twisting out of my embrace. We can't do this. I can't do this. Zoe blurts out before she runs out the door. No, please, I'm sorry. Please forget it ever happened. I grab hold of Zoe's arms, desperate to pull her close. The moment I think Zoe's calmed herself, she opens her eyes in realization, shoves me away. Zoe! Shut up, get away from me, Iris. Just leave me alone. Zoe runs out of the apartment, slamming the door shut behind her. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What is this? What is this reality we live in? Did I get the bad ending? Like, or is this unavoidable? I feel like it's unavoidable. Like, I did everything. Like, I did everything, like, to, like, make sure this happened. And for so much of it, they were so happy. Like, I refuse to feel like I'm at fault for this. Anyway, I quickly follow after her, but by the time I open the door, her figure's nowhere to be found. Zoe! Zoe, where are you? Zoe, please answer me. I run outside in pursuit of Zoe. The rain that started during our ride home, of course it's raining. Of course it's raining. It reflects the sorrow in my heart. Anyway, it's gotten heavier, and I find it difficult to see far into the distance. I can't see a single other person on the street, let alone Zoe. Zoe! Zoe! I shout at the top of my lungs, praying that Zoe might hear my voice and come back. But my words have no effect. Whether they're being drowned out by the rain, ignored, or simply misdirected, Zoe does not respond. Damn it. God freaking damn it. Why? Why now? Why? Just when we were getting along so well. I gave up my future for you, Zoe. Like, I literally gave up college for you. Are you kidding me? I went to your concert and everything. Come on. How did I refused to accept responsibility? I am at fault for nothing. Anyway, my legs buckle and I hit the ground hard. The water drenches my dress and underwear, but I don't care. Nobody can see me anyway, and even if they could, it wouldn't matter. Zoe's gone, my sister, my girlfriend, no matter what I call her. The person I love most has just disappeared, possibly for good. Was it really so wrong? All I wanted was to show Zoe that I still loved her, and yet she pushed me away. I wrapped my arms around my torso and hang my head. The rain has soaked every inch of my body, and yet I don't feel a thing. My entire body's numb inside and out. Zoe rejected my love, and no other feeling can topple that. Zoe, Zoe. Water streams down my face. I close my eyes and lurch forward. Whether it's the rain or my own tears, the feeling of crushing anguish is unmistakable. All I want to do is crawl into a hole and die to me whenever I get up in the morning. Zoe really was my sister, not just my half-sister, either. Even our mothers are the same. And yet, I can feel tears beginning to form in the corners of my eyes. With my own sister, I slowly formed a relationship, one which began to develop into a romantic relationship. I became romantically involved with my own flesh and blood. I committed a grave sin, which even my father would not overlook. And yet, even now, I didn't regret it. Atta girl, Iris! Atta girl! Where are you, Zoe? You should be here with me. Even if we couldn't kiss or touch one another anymore, we could still be together, just as normal sisters, right? No! Not now! The ship has sailed! Not after everything we did, absolutely not. So why? Forlornly, I returned to my room, not sure what the future will hold. Great! I gave up college for you! I gave up everything for you, Zoe! What the hell? I can't believe this. So betrayed. For the 5th day in a row, the entire day passes without me catching a single glimpse of Zoe. 5 days later? Are you kidding me? Ever since I kissed her after hearing the test results, I haven't been able to get in contact with her at all. She hasn't been coming to school or even coming home. Nobody's heard from her. Nobody seems to know where she is. Zoe's vanished, and it's all my fault. Zoe, where could you have gone? Just come back home. I'm really starting to get worried. I make dinner with tears in my eyes. I realize just how much I miss Zoe. My mind is filled with thoughts about how great it would be to cook together again, or even just to eat together. But no matter how much I lament her absence, she doesn't return. Is this the bad ending? I did nothing wrong. Zoe, are you in here? I'm trespassing in your room. Hurry up and tell me off before I start going through your things. It was like a Home Alone moment. I enter Zoe's room while calling out to the empty space. Surely enough, Zoe's nowhere to be seen. Just me alone in an empty room filled with Zoe's belongings. Maybe I can find a clue about where she's gone. Zoe couldn't have gone that far, right? I mean, in 5 days, you can go a long way. I look around Zoe's room for anything out of the ordinary. I check the browsing history on her computer for bus or train timetables, look through her trash for receipts, even check if she's brought spare clothes with her. But for all my searching, find very little. Zoe's taken the bag she brought with her when she first moved in. She also brought her guitar, and several sets of clothing. Wherever Zoe went, she's prepared to make her disappearing act last for a long time. Who am I kidding? Zoe could be halfway across the country by now. She isn't coming back. She's never coming back again. I sit down on Zoe's bed, grab her pillow. Her scent lingers, but her warmth is gone, along with her presence. Even so, I hug her pillow tightly. I wrap my arms around it and rest my head on top, closing my eyes as tears begin to form in my eyes. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep torturing myself like this, wishing Zoe would come back. I need to find her and bring her home. Because without Zoe here, I strengthen to hold onto the pillow. While my eyes still close, I imagine that the pillow is Zoe. I hug Zoe as tightly as I can, burying my face in her chest as I indulge in her warmth. But the fantasy only lasts for a moment. I open my eyes and find not Zoe, but a pillow stained with my tears and mucus. Oh, sad face. Zoe, sniff. It's just not the same. Living here isn't the same without you, Zoe. I can't even bring myself to leave the apartment out of fear that you might return while I'm out and then leave again. How am I supposed to go on like this, Zoe? Tell me. I scream into the pillow desperately, burying my face so that the world can't see the pathetic look on my face. I know I'm being irrational. I know that Zoe can't hear me, that becoming a shut-in won't bring her back. But I can't help myself. Zoe's the only thing on my mind, and until I find her, that isn't going to change. You can't just insert yourself into my life and then vanish. It's not fair, Zoe. You said you wanted to be with me. Was it all a lie? I pull my face away from the pillow and throw it at the door. Everything changed when we took that stupid test. We were both so happy together, living as sisters who only acknowledge our relationship when it suited us. All I want to go back is to that time. Oh no, is that why? Didn't I agree to take the test with her, or was that a choice I did? Was that me? Okay. Oh no, am I actually at fault? Okay. Did I agree to take the test, or did she just do it and I didn't have a choice in it? I don't remember anymore. Anyway, all I want to do is go back to that time before we were sure about our blood relation. If we never took that test, we could have been happy, living in denial, making up our own truth. But we just had to know, and now because of that, I clench my hands, unconsciously digging my nails into my palms. The nails pierce the skin, drawing little drops of blood as I fail to contain myself. I wish I never took that damn test. Why? Why did I have to know the truth? Couldn't we just left good enough alone? Couldn't we have been an ordinary couple, oblivious to everything around us? Other people do it, why couldn't we? A few drops of blood escape from my clenched fist. Seeing that, a small semblance of rationality returns to me. I unclench my fist, then fall backwards onto Zoe's bed. Our relationship was doomed from the start, wasn't it? How could the world ever accept two sisters? Lies! Do not give in, Zoe, or Iris, do not give in. We were just fooling ourselves, there's no way we could ever be together, and yet, I wipe my bloody hands on the sheets, then bring them to my face as if to hide behind them. I don't want to live in a world where I can't be with the person I love. Absolutely! Even if no one else understands, I want to be together with Zoe, now and forever, and if I can't do that, then... Oh, wait, hang on, Iris, please, wait. I raise my hand against my face, watching through teary eyes as a drop of blood falls onto my face. I don't know what I would do. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no. Iris, please. After a sleepless night of incessant worrying and tortured thoughts of hypothetical scenarios, she was probably hysterical, who am I kidding? School passes by in the blink of an eye. Even after my final class ends, I find myself slouched over my desk, staring at nothing, while my self-loathing gets the best of me. Honestly, what was I thinking? I'm her older sister, for crying out loud. I should have read the situation better and helped Zoe to calm down. Instead, I forced myself on her, pressured her to take action then and there. Now she's gone. It's starting to feel like I'll never see her again. I'd be more worried about your sanity. Talking to yourself is never a good sign. Shut up, classmate! You don't know anything. Huh? I look up to find one of my classmates standing in front of me. When did you get here? Since before you started sulking and burying your head in your arms? Seriously, Iris, what's wrong with you? Is it that time of the month? It's nothing like that. I'm just worried about Zoe. Yeah, how'd you know? She hasn't shown up at school for a week, and you've been gloomy every single day. It doesn't take a genius to figure it out. So it's that obvious, huh? Afraid so. So what happened? You want to talk about it? It's difficult to say the least. I think I may have forced Zoe to do something she hated. Really? That doesn't sound like something you would do. I know, but I wasn't thinking clearly, okay? I let my emotions get the best of me, and I just... Alright, calm down. I'm sure it's nothing you can't fix. Have you spoken to Zoe about what happened since then? Your best bet would be definitely to talk things through. I wish. I haven't seen Zoe at all since then. She's going to such great lengths to avoid me that we haven't spoken even once. She could be dead in a gutter for all I know. Okay, that's a little morbid. And baseless, I might add. Zoe's alive and well. She is? You've seen her? Well, it's not like I saw her in person. More like I know that I know where she'll be, not where she is. I saw a poster for this band that's playing tonight. Zoe was listed as one of the members. It's a fairly well-known band, too, at least around these parts. She's most really... Where? Where did you see the poster? Over at this train station. If you go to the ticket gates, then there's this thanks wall of posters. Yeah, you're welcome, Iris. Thanks, random classmate. You saved my bacon. You don't even know. After verifying for myself the information given to me, I locate the bar at which Zoe is advertised to be playing. Although her face wasn't on the poster, her name was printed clearly as a performer filling in for one of the regular band members. Truth be told, I'm disappointed in the venue. After her last show, this bar feels like a massive step down. But if I can find Zoe here, then I have no complaints. All that matters to me right now is that I'm able to see her face once more. Before long, the lights begin to dim and a band walks onto stage. The singer introduces the group, all prepare their instruments, the show begins. There she is! You couldn't escape me forever! Most importantly, however, off to the side and looking down the entire time is Zoe. Zoe! Zoe! Zoe, can you hear me? Zoe! I call out to Zoe, but my voice is drowned out by the music and cheering. With her eyes fixed on her guitar, Zoe can neither hear nor see me waving my arms and screaming at her. Even though we're so close physically, it feels like a distance between us hasn't shrunk in the least. I wait for the show to finish and the crowd to disperse. Once the number of people in the viewing area begins to dwindle, I make my way over to the stage and confront Zoe. Zoe. Wait, Iris? So you do remember who I am. I was beginning to think you'd forgotten all about me. Well, of course not. Zoe turns away and avoids making eye contact. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? Came to talk to you. You haven't been home all week. You left without saying anything. You've made no contact, and you haven't attended class even once. She's like, Anne, I am so desperate, I'm going to die. Why are you so desperate to avoid me? Do you hate me? Did you hate what I did to you that much? Was it really so bad that you needed to run away from home? I clench my fists at my sides. My voice grows louder and more strained. Despite the fact that we're in public, I can feel my anger and grief getting the best of me. If you told me that was the case, then at least I could understand what you were thinking. But until now, you haven't said a thing. If you hated what I did to you so badly, then tell me. Give me a chance to apologize and try to make things right between us. All I'm asking is that you'd be direct and honest with me. Is that so much to ask for? Just answer me this, Zoe. Did you or did you not want me to kiss you? I don't know. It's not as simple as you're making it sound. It is simple. Either you feel the same way I do or you don't. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. Zoe shakes her head. You don't get it. Of course I don't get it. You're not telling me anything. If you want me to understand, then don't just run away. Talk to me. Why don't I understand? What don't I understand, Zoe? Just tell me. Zoe starts to shake her head and stops. She raises her head and finally looks at me in the eye, wearing a serious expression as she does. Iris, what I feel for you is not that simple. You're my big sister, but also my friend, and after what happened, I was thinking maybe even something more. But I just don't know. How am I supposed to know what I really feel for you? Do I love you as my sister, my friend, or something else entirely? That's the question that's been on my mind for a while now. And then when you kissed me, I knew. Zoe's eyes start to tear up, although she tries to keep a stern expression on her face. Her emotions betray her. Iris, you're my sister, so why do I feel like this? How could I feel so good while kissing my own sister? It isn't normal. But I can't help it. I can't help how I feel about you, Iris, and truthfully, I don't want to. Our relationship is more important to me now than I could have ever imagined. I don't want anything to get between us, and yet, tears start to spill out of the corners of Zoe's eyes. Her lips are trembling, and she's no longer able to speak normally. With what that teacher said about me, he was right. I am a bad influence. I'm a horrible person who keeps on dragging down the person she loves most. Who does that? What kind of sick individual screws up the lives of their own family? Because that's exactly what I've done. What I've been doing from the moment I got here. Your grades, your life, I barely gave them a thought. As long as you were right there beside me, I was happy. But you know what the worst part is? Even after realizing how much I've hurt you, I know that I'll keep on doing the same thing. I'll rely on you. I'll drag you into whatever mess I create. And yet, despite all of that, despite loving you so much and fearing how much I'll hurt you, I still want you to be by my side. Silence. Iris, I knew deep down that we were related. I was only fooling myself. I went to trap you in a taboo relationship that no one else on Earth will ever accept. Not anyone else on Earth, okay? I'm pretty accepting. I'm all about it. I wanted to take you all for myself. That's why I ran away, Iris. That's why I couldn't stand to look at you. Because I know that no matter what else comes our way, the only thing I'll never be able to protect you from is me. Zoe grabs her own arms as she shakes back and forth, scared by her own words. I, too, am surprised by what I hear. Of all the scenarios I played out in my head regarding Zoe's disappearance, none of them came close to matching this. But now that I know the truth, I can finally make things right. Zoe. No, don't come any closer. Zoe pulls back as she screams at me. Weren't you listening to me? We can't do this anymore. I don't care if you hate me for this. I refuse to allow myself to keep holding you back and hurting you. Please, Zoe, just no. The moment I try to put my hand on her shoulder, Zoe runs out of the bar. For an instant, I feel a sense of deja vu flash through my mind. Once again, Zoe's trying to leave me behind. She's trying to run away from me, and this time around, I may not be able to find her so easily. But I'm not about to let that happen. Absolutely. I chase Zoe outside into the alleyway behind the bar. Tired from her performance and perhaps other factors I'm unaware of, Zoe isn't fast enough to escape. I grab Zoe by the wrist and prevent her from running away. Zoe, stop. No, let go of me, Iris. You're better off without me. Just leave me alone. I will not. Despite her resistance, I pull Zoe closer. Please let me do this. It's the only way I can protect you. I don't need protecting, Zoe, not from you at least. Whatever harm you think you're saving me from by running away, you're only going to make it worse. Don't do this, Iris. I already made up my mind to leave, and if I can't do that right now, then I don't think I'll ever be able to let you go. I tighten my grip on Zoe's arm and shake my head. That's fine by me. Let's go, dude! Freaking finally! Man, that was painful to get through. Huh. Wow, sorry, man. I was like blowing through all that, just trying to like, please make it stop. The feels hurt way too bad, please. Oh, thank God. Okay, we've made it, kids. We made it. Wow, I'm like a different person on the other side of that. It's like, oh, whew. Man, sorry. Alright, before Zoe can run away, I pull her into my arms. Once again, I force our lips together, indulging in the warmth of Zoe's body as a familiar sensation spreads throughout mine. Zoe pulls away at first, still showing feeble signs of resistance, but this lasts for only a moment, and before I know it, she's returning my embrace in full force. I wrap my arms around Zoe so tightly that escape becomes impossible, and Zoe does the same to me. For all of her talk of how great the need was for us to be apart, Zoe clearly had no intention of letting me go again, and I couldn't be happier. Zoe, don't you ever run away from me again. Whatever angst or lust you feel, just come to me. I'll take it all in. Iris. Taking my words as an invitation, Zoe slips one hand down my waistline. Hey, let's go! Alright, well, I'm cutting away. Here we go. Okay, we're back. So it's only a few seconds later. I mean, not a few seconds later. That's exaggerating. But maybe a minute or something later. So, you know. It's emotional, it's nice, it's good, okay? But things are about to kick off, and there has to be at least one more hump of drama to get through. So I just saw the first little slide there before I was like, oh, great. Great. Anyway, Oh man, this is about to get bad, but we gotta make it through. I can feel it. We're almost through. It's too late to back out now, Iris. I won't let you go again, says the girl who ran away. But that's okay. I'll forgive you for just as long as you don't ever leave me again. I won't, not for anything in the world. I don't care for my sister anymore. I'm through pretending that what we have isn't real. I love you, Iris, not just as my sister, but as more than that. And if you'll have me, unbelievable. Yeah, here it is. There's the drama. Startled by an unexpected voice, Zoe and I jump back in surprise. We're like, I tell you what there, bro. How about you, get a hobby, other than stalking me? What is your problem? What are you doing in this alley? It's like, you're just the worst. You're like the stupid professor from the If My Heart Had Wings. You guys remember him? The old crotchety man? This guy's like that guy. I hate him. Startled by an unexpected voice, Joey and I jump back in surprise. We look toward the entrance of the alley and find someone neither of us were expecting to see, and we hoped we wouldn't. Professor? What are you doing here? What does it look like I'm doing? Tracking down two troublemakers. Get a hobby! What is your problem? You're just like that professor from that other one. Oh my god. I saw on a poster that Zoe would be playing here tonight, so you just tracked us down? What a freak! So when I saw you skulking around this part of town, I knew you were on your way to meet her. Being said, I certainly wasn't expecting this. The professor points at Zoe and I in turn. Though we're no longer embracing, we're standing right next to one another and our clothes are disheveled from moments ago. I knew I'd find the two of you together doing something reprehensible, but incest? Professor's not like that. We were just, I don't want to hear it. Physical love between two women is bad enough. Okay, this guy, this dude, what an incel. Isn't that a thing? Oh my god, but between two blood sisters, that's just disgusting. Truancy, plummeting grades, visiting bars late at night, all of your recent failings have been because of your relationship with this girl. But that ends now. Gonna call your father, the school board, and anyone else who needs to hear about the dark path of debauchery you're heading down. This freaking guy. I hope Zoe punches him in the throat. Before that, however, the professor grabs me by the wrist and starts pulling me away. What is he doing? What is this guy? Someone call the police. Hey, let me go. This is for your own good, Iris. Your sister may be beyond saving, but there's still some hope for you. I know a counselor who runs a conversion camp for troubled youths. What is this guy, a Nazi? Oh my god. I've heard of this. Oh my lord, this guy is just straight up evil. I'll have a discussion with your father about setting you on the right path. No, Zoe, please interfere. Zoe, please, crack a board upside his head or something. No, please stop. This can't be happening. It isn't. Oh, thank God. What? Zoe? Iris, quickly, take my hand. Zoe, what did you... I said take my hand. I do as Zoe says. She immediately begins to pull me along. I think she knocked him out. Thank God. We rush off before the professor can stand, running through the streets with no aim and direction. I think she knocked him out, thank God. We run for what feels like hours, not stopping once to catch our breath. And by the time either one of us can think straight, we ran all the way back home. Oh my God. I think she knocked him out. Thank God. It's like, what is this guy? Feel better? I put up a chipper facade as Zoe stands out of the shower, her hair slightly damp. She shakes her head no, then moves to her bedroom. I anxiously follow after. I'm being selfish. I should probably give her some space, but after our separation, I'm desperate to be in her company. I've screwed everything up. You didn't, Zoe. The professor, he saw everything, and worse. Zoe hangs her head, toweling off the remains of moisture to her long tresses. I don't know what that is. Excuse me. I stand slyly in the doorway. Should I leave? What should I say? I'm at a loss for as I silently watch her. Iris, right now, I just want to take my mind off this. I just want to be with you right now. She finally turns around, fixing me with a dark look that I've never seen on her face before. Her eyes are deep and yearning. In our quiet apartment, the only thing I can hear is my own heart pounding in my ears. After what felt like an eternity, I finally find the courage to step forward, ready to answer the silent question in the air. I make my way over to Zoe and press my lips to hers. Here comes another cut. But this one will probably be more lengthy than the last one. Call me crazy. Okay. Okay. Welcome back. Wow. Sorry, it's been a few minutes. So I just gotta take a drink to calm myself down. Okie dokie. Welcome back. So, finally, we've arrived. We did it. Happily ever after. I mean, depending on whatever the hell happens next. But, they finally stopped hiding from each other, at least. And it was great. Some very sweet things were said. And we have officially home runned. And that's exciting. But mostly, what's most exciting is the fact that they are over the fear. They're just over it. They're together. They're happy with that. Now there was some interesting notes there. Though some things that were said is after the deed. So Iris was laying next to Zoe, and Zoe like immediately like turns away and curls into a ball and doesn't really say anything for a minute. And Iris is nervous about what that means, and she's like, "Did I do something wrong?" So she's nervous about that. But then Zoe says like, there's no going back now. I mean, like, there's no, we can't, like, I mean, we're committed. Like, there's no going back. You're okay with that. And then, so she's like, so she's obviously nervous. There's no going back. We can't just not pretend this happened. And then Iris is like, that's fine. And then Zoe's like, you're fine with our relationship, like basically like being what it is, how complicated it is, one might say. And Iris didn't even hesitate. She's like, yes, I am totally fine with that. And then Zoe took comfort in that, and then so that was very sweet. But now we must face the rest of the reality. But I can't imagine, no matter what happens next, so long as they don't like break up or anything, which I can't imagine they would do now. After all of that drama, I can't imagine they will just not do. I can't imagine it's going to end badly, right? I feel like we're on the right course. I think all of that was guaranteed to happen. I don't know if the choices mean anything or not. From earlier, I mean, like maybe you could hit bad endings sooner if you like tried harder. I guess I don't know. But anyway. So if you had done other things, like stepped away from Zoe when she needed it, like you could get a bad ending sooner, but like maybe there is only one really good ending. But either way, I think we're on track, and I don't think I did anything wrong. So, but anyway, we can now move on. But we did it, kids. The relationship has landed, and I'm here for it. After giving ourselves time to decompress back at home, Zoe and I decide to get a good night's sleep before making any rash decisions. That's a wise move. We find comfort through the night in each other's arms, wake up face to face, and just for a moment, all of our troubles are far away. But as soon as our minds wake up, the reality of our situation hits us hard. Zoe and I are in a great deal of trouble. Yeah, like the teacher tried to abduct you and throw you in a quote unquote re-education camp, like freaking mind wash camp. And Zoe had to literally jump him to save her sister. So they're gonna have to move or something. Like, I can't imagine this is gonna blow over. They're gonna have to hop town, but together, so it's fine. Anyway, Zoe and I are in a great deal of trouble, whether we're prepared to handle it or not. Okay, so here's the plan. We apologize to the professor and tell him we hit each other. I'm sorry we jumped you. And tell him we were drunk. We didn't know what we were doing, and it'll never happen again. That won't work. He'll just add underage drinking to the list of offenses. Alright, scratch that. How about if we go on the offensive? I'll press charges that saying that he was stalking me, and when he tells people about what happened, they'll think he was making it up. You're talking about lying to the police, Iris, and falsely accusing someone is a crime by itself. But wouldn't it be a false accusation? It wouldn't be a false accusation. He really was following us. He actually was. Do you have any proof of that? Like any witnesses that corroborates your story? He's a respected academic. We're two high school kids who have been seen by numerous people inside of a bar late at night. There's no way anybody will take our side. Oh, you have a point there. Face it, Iris, we're royally screwed. The professor's gonna tell everyone about last night. It's only a matter of time before this all comes crashing down. With an unbelievably calm demeanor, Zoe perfectly assesses our situation. Alright then, what do you propose we do? Wait for the drama and deal with whatever comes our way. We got ourselves into this, now we just have to see it through. I stare at Zoe in both irritation and bewilderment. When I realized that I was the one who suggested we approach this matter with level heads, her complacence goes far beyond what I was striving for. Listening to Zoe calmly tell me how screwed we are, I begin to think that Zoe has already given up. What's with you today, Zoe? Usually you'd be full of confidence, telling me how we're gonna defy everyone's expectations and turn it all around. Are you really just gonna give up? Hold on a minute there, Iris. I'm not saying we should give up. I think we need to let this play out a bit before doing something we can never undo. You mean like assaulting a teacher? Zoe opens her eyes wide in surprise. The moment I realize what I've said, I quickly cover my mouth, shocked by my own words. I'm sorry. I know I didn't mean that. You know I didn't mean that. It's just, I don't understand. How can you be so calm about all this? Aren't you worried at all? This is a really bad situation, Zoe. It's okay to be human and freak out a little. After what happened the last time I freaked out, I think it's for the best that I remain calm. Oh, yeah, you're right. But even so, you're allowed to show how you feel. I won't think of you any differently. I'm the older one here, and I'm definitely scared, so it's okay for you to feel that way too. Zoe sighs and shakes her head. You just don't get it, Iris. You never do. Whose fault is that? You're always saying that I don't understand. The second I tried to, you cast me away. You can't keep putting this back on me, Zoe. At some point, you need to accept your part in all this. Zoe calmly lowers her gaze and smiles as I yell at her. We've already had this argument, haven't we? Sorry, what you said is exactly right. It's just... Zoe's weak smile disappears as she admits it to her mistake. Although she isn't offering much help, she appears to be deep in thought, approaching the problem before us in her own way. Looking at this situation rationally, I don't see a way out. Whether we like it or not, this might already be out of our control. The professor will tell the school board about our conduct, and you'll lose your scholarship. Next, he'll tell the staff at the bar where I was playing that I'm underage, and then they'll spread the word to other establishments, and I won't be able to play anymore or make any money. Finally, when our father finds out about all this, that's when everything will truly come to an end. Our lives will collapse, we'll be separated again, and everything will come crashing down. Despite the sorrow in her voice, Zoe somehow manages to remain calm. She states the sequence of events as though she's already seen the future and doesn't falter for a moment as she describes how our lives will be impacted. Even now, when our futures are on the line, she speaks as though it's all somebody else's problem. How the hell can you do that, Iris? How can you say all that without even a shred of doubt or regret? We're talking about your own life. You're talking about your own life here, and mine, if that makes any difference to you. So stop acting like it's not your problem. Aren't you worried in the least? Don't you care about any of this? Of course I care. I'm every bit as anxious and scared as you are. But if we both fall to pieces, what then? What good will come of us both crying and wallowing in self-pity, dreaming up some fantasy where we both live happily ever after? Zoe suddenly raises her voice and lets loose her emotions. Her calm demeanor disappears, and finally I catch a glimpse of how she's really feeling. I told you that the only way through this was to face the music, and I stand by that. But do you understand why I said that? It's because I'm done living a lie. I'm not going to pretend that last night didn't happen, and I won't lie about my feelings for you. That's why we need to face this problem head on, give our side of the story, and make them all accept us just as we are. And if our father and the school board can accept that relationship, then we'll move them from the equation and find a way to be together. That's what I think about all this, Iris. I am taking this seriously, and I've given this a lot of thought. I'm not saying we should give up. I've already tried to give up on you, and we both know how that went. All I'm saying is we need to come up. All I'm saying is that we need to come clean so we can finally move on with our lives together. Zoe calms down a little towards the end, but I can still hear her breathing heavily. She's more fired up than she lets on. In a way, she's more emotionally invested in the outcome here than I am. From the very beginning, she's been taking this situation every bit as seriously as I am. I was just too blind to see it. I'm sorry, Zoe. I thought that maybe you weren't taking this as seriously as you should be, but I was wrong, and it's fine. Don't worry about it. This is a stressful situation. It's natural that we get a bit tense and lash out, but we can't afford to turn on one another. We need to figure this out together and come up with a solution we can both accept. Yes, I agree. Alright, no more moping around. Let's give this another shot. There might not be a perfect solution, but we can at least find one we'll both agree on. First, let's start with... Buzz. Oh no. Oh no, here it comes. Okay, so I am super proud of the way that they handled that back there. There was some nervousness, obviously, but like... It felt like initially when Zoe was talking, it really felt like she was saying, we're gonna die, so let's just, who cares? Like, I agree with Iris on that one, that it seemed like she was apathetic a little bit. But it's not what she was saying. She was just, she's just saying that, like, let's not panic. We'll just deal with it however it has to happen, but we're staying together. Like, she's like, we're going to find a way to make it work together. We're just not going to lie anymore, right? Which that I can get behind, right? Just stick to your guns. Like, you know what I mean? Anyway, so now we'll see how bad the rest of this gets. The moment we return to where we started, the phone begins to vibrate. I look at Zoe for a moment. She simply nods in confirmation. Our conversation can afford to wait a little longer before resuming. Pick up the phone, hold it against my ear. Is he going to be a tool again, like last time? Hello? Iris, is that you, honey? I freeze. The moment my father's voice reaches my ear, I completely stop moving. Iris? Sorry, I can call back later if this is a bad time. It's just... I received a call from a teacher at your school, said that they were concerned about something you might be going on with you outside of school. Do you know anything about that? My father's tone of voice is neither accusatory nor angry. He's being as calm and understanding as ever. Furthermore, his request is both simple and reasonable. He wants to hear me out before casting any kind of judgment. Even so, I find myself unable to speak. I can't lie to my father and tell him that everything is okay, nor can I break it to him that his own daughters have been engaging in an incestuous relationship behind his back. No matter what I say, I know I'm going to hurt him. Iris, please talk to me. I promise I won't get mad. I just want to hear your side of the story. Whatever the outcome, I'll... Beep. Iris! I unconsciously shudder as Zoe speaks my name. I look up from the call I prematurely ended to find Zoe now standing directly in front of me. Zoe, our father was... I know, you don't have to say anything. My eyes grow teary as I stare at Zoe. The motivation and resolve I possessed moments ago have disappeared, replaced with fear surpassing that which I felt while discussing our situation. Next to losing Zoe, the only thing I'm more scared of than losing anything else is hurting our father. He raised me single-handedly. He's always been there for me, always listened to me, and has never turned me away when I needed him. I love him deeply, not in the way I love Zoe, but obviously, but in the way any other child would love their parent. His presence in my life is something I value greatly, even when he isn't right by my side. Even when I'm angry angry at him, I still love my father. That won't ever change. For that reason, I can't bring myself to hurt him anymore. Zoe, we need to run away. What? Iris, what are you? We don't have any other choice. Getting in trouble with the school is one thing, but the two of us and our father, the only way we can get out of this is if we run away. That doesn't make any sense. What are you trying to say? I'm saying that I can't hurt one of you to protect the other. If I deny our relationship, I hurt you. If I come clean, we become a hindrance to our father. Staying here, facing the music, someone is going to get hurt. Someone I care about is going to suffer. But if we run away together, then maybe... Zoe shakes her head. Don't be stupid. What you're saying is nonsense. Even if we run away, that isn't going to solve anything. For our father, it's just going to make things worse than ever. Running away isn't going to help. Then what do you suggest we do? How can we get out of this without destroying everything we worked so hard to build? If I had an answer to that, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I let out a desperate chuckle. Not in a laugh of amusement or of happiness, but the sound of someone who has completely given up and can only laugh. We were doomed from the start, weren't we? Iris. No, it's true. We really were doomed to fail. We were too cocky. We didn't think we didn't think anything through at all. We each ignored the true feelings of the other until it was too late. If we'd just been more open with one another from the beginning, then maybe... I hang my head dejectedly. Don't say that, Iris. Don't you dare say that now. We didn't come all this way together just to give up here. If we do, then everything will become meaningless. Zoe places her hands firmly on my shoulders. When you came to me last night, I realized that I was only fooling myself when I tried to get away from you. We've already passed the point of no return. I can't live without you anymore, and I know that you feel the same way about me. So if running away really is the only solution you feel comfortable with, then I'll do it. I'll go with you, away from the city, our school, our father, everything. I glance up towards Zoe's face. You mean it? You'll really run away with me? Whatever you want, any place in the entire world. It's funny because that's 100% what I was thinking. Like, you gotta vanish, you gotta hop towns, you know what I mean? I even think I said that. Anyway. If we can start fresh in a new town where nobody knows us or who we are, then we might just have a chance after all. Her face is masked with both tears and joy. I don't want to think anymore. I can't bring myself to face the reality of our situation or of the troubles we might face. All that I see, whether in the present or the future, is the smiling face of my beloved sister. Whoa. See, that's what I was thinking. Hop town, dude. Rapidly pack and get out. Like, the school thing is over. The studying is over. Like, it sucks not having your dad know, but like, shoot him a text and then throw the phone away. Like, I don't know, man. Something. As the hours pass by, Zoe and I stay at home planning and packing. Just as we did when we first came to this apartment, we force ourselves to pack our entire lives into backpacks small enough to carry. When even Zoe's massive duffel bag, big enough to contain her guitar and other equipment, seems unbearably small, she tries to cram everything she can into it. We both toss out items we don't believe we'll need anymore, rearrange our bags, begrudgingly throw away things we don't wish to part with, and put significant time and effort into the ordeal. Despite all that, our efforts are insufficient. Even just taking the bare essentials with me, my small backpack is quickly filled. Zoe's too, with most of her room taken up by musical gear, finds the task impossible. Iris, any luck? No, even without the school books and study materials, I still have too much stuff. My clothes alone take up most of my backpack. I'm really struggling here. Tell me about it. I've repacked at least a dozen times. I'm still having trouble. Maybe we should take a break. It's not like we're on a deadline here. You take a break. I'll keep trying. You've been trying for an hour. I think we need to buy some suitcases. Oh, I really wish we didn't have to spend money on something like that. I would use my card, it's Dad's account. I have money left over, it should be enough to afford a few suitcases. I lower my eyes to the floor. I feel really bad about using Zoe's money like this. Come on, let's eat. We haven't had breakfast yet, right? I'll make you something good. I'm not hungry. Contrary to my statement, my stomach begins to grumble at the mere mention of food. Zoe stares at me bemusedly. Not hungry, huh? You're hopeless. I guess I'll just have to make something so delicious you won't be able to refuse. Zoe leaves my room with a smile and heads to the kitchen. After giving my backpack one last glance, I slowly follow after her. Let's see now, what do we have left? There's a cucumber, single slice of cheese, stick of butter. That's it? Zoe turns around to look at me. I nervously avert my gaze. Well, it's just that while you were gone, I wasn't really thinking straight, and I forgot to go shopping. Why am I not surprised? Zoe sighs and closes the refrigerator. Sorry, it really did slip my mind. With everything that's been going on lately, I just kind of forgot. Yeah, I can see that. Sheesh. I'm touched that you were so worried about me, but you need to eat properly, Iris. If I came back and found that you'd starved to death, how do you think that would have made me feel? Sorry. I cast my eyes down as slowly as Zoe softly reprimands me. Honestly, it's no wonder people mistake me for being the older sister. Oh well, let's take a break from all this incessant worrying and go get some supplies, shall we? Zoe grabs her wallet and begins to walk towards the door. Hold on. We shouldn't go outside. We shouldn't? What, you want to order pizza or something? I shake my head. It's not that. I mean, we could do that, but if we go outside, someone might recognize us. What if we do if a teacher finds us? If they catch us now, it's all over. I do see your point. But don't you think you're being a bit dramatic? We can't just stay cooped up indoors for the rest of our lives. No matter how much caution is required, living in fear of the outside world can hardly be considered living at all. So what do you say? Will you come with me or not? I turn my head and look away from Zoe. I see. Sorry. It's fine. I'll go by myself. Just sit tight, wait for my return. I nod weakly. Zoe turns away with a wry smile on her face. She leaves the apartment without another word, setting off on her own because I'm too cowardly to go with her. But now she's not going to come back or something. She's going to get arrested while she's out. It's like there's no way. There's going to be more bad news on the way. In Zoe's absence, I lacked the motivation to do any real packing. I sat on my bed and pick up my belongings, then toss them aside. Just looking at the backpack in front of me makes me tired. I honestly have no desire to start to keep packing. It's going to be bad. The drama's not over, I can sense it. My fatigue and lethargy eventually take hold of me. I lay down and soon fall asleep, allow myself a moment of rest before our struggle begins anew. She's not gonna come back, she's gonna get arrested or something, dude. It's not over. I can sense it. When I wake up, a quick glance at the clock tells me I've overslept. 2 hours have passed since Zoe left, and most of the time I spent dozing off. For someone who is keen to keep packing, I have made quite a blunder. Zoe, you here? Sorry, I fell asleep while you were out. Food's probably cold by now, isn't it? Zoe. I check Zoe's bedroom, bathroom, finding the kitchen. No trace of Zoe. Refrigerator still bare. Zoe's nowhere to be found. Despite my lengthy nap, Zoe's not returned. Zoe's still out? Geez, how long does it take to get some food? She didn't get sidetracked by a bunch of other stuff, did she? Maybe I should have gone with her after all. Yes, you should have. Even if I'm scared, sending her out alone is just... Knock, knock. That's probably your dad, who probably hurried over here. Zoe? The moment I begin to worry, I hear a knock at the door. I quickly walk over to the door and unlock it, then turn the handle to open the door wide. But as I grant the person at the door entry into the apartment, I quickly realize the person in front of me is not Zoe. Dad? I told you. That's my name. How you doing, Iris? Smiling to himself at his opening remark, my father walks inside. Close the door behind him, turn around, still wearing a surprised expression on my face. Dad, what are you doing here? Something wrong with me visiting my beloved daughter? No, of course not. It's just, after the conversation we had earlier, I thought that you thought I'd what? Disown my daughter because she'd hung up on me? You know I'd never do something like that. No, I know that. My mouth slowly curls up into a smile. With the same loving tone as I used over the phone, my father lulls me into a sense of security. If it's my father, the man who raised me single-handedly and never once gave up on me, then maybe... Iris, about what we were discussing earlier. I spoke to your teacher again after I called you. I also spoke to Zoe, and I feel that I now have a good grasp of the situation. Oh, okay. Alright, well he's been informed. So he spoke to Zoe since then. The teacher again is maybe bad, but he spoke to Zoe? That could be good. You spoke to Zoe? I did. Called her about 90 minutes ago. We met up at the mall. Oh, Zoe is doing the quote-unquote right thing, even if Iris is scared to death. Hell yeah. She explained to me everything that happened. I asked her about what your teacher told me, Zoe was able to shed light on everything. My eyes and mouth open wide at my father's revelation. The smile adorning my face disappears. I wear the same surprised expression that I'd adopted moments ago as I stare at my father in disbelief. I don't believe this. Why? What did that man say? Easy, Iris. It's not what you're thinking. I spoke to your teacher about what he thought he saw, and I made sure to correct this whole misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? I don't understand. My father shakes his head and smiles. It seems your teacher had a little too much to drink, and he came out of the bar. He thought he saw something strange. But he understands now, and a little financial incentive helped to finally sober him up. Wow, the dad bribed him off. Wow. He won't be bothering you anymore. Everything is the way that it should be. I stare blankly at my father, unable to believe what I'm hearing. There's no way it can be that easy. All the pressure that just suddenly put on us, the ramifications of our forbidden relationship, Zoe injuring the teacher, how can it all just disappear? I still don't get it. How can everything be okay just like that? After what I did, why would you do this for me? Don't be silly, Iris. You've done nothing wrong. Teenagers make mistakes. It's a fact of life, and I wasn't about to let some grumpy old man ruin your life because of one little incident. I love you, Iris. You're the one person I care for more than any other, and I would do anything to protect you. But I can't be protected by you. Not this time. My scholarship. I missed too many classes. I screwed everything up. Even you can't fix that. True, I can't get you your scholarship back. That is one thing I can't do. But you know, from the beginning, that scholarship was something you desired, not something you needed. Contrary to what you might believe, I'm perfectly capable of paying for your tuition. You might not get your own apartment anymore, but I can at least pay for your education. Really, you losing your scholarship is a bigger blow to you than it is to me. You wanted to prove that you could stand on your own 2 feet. You rose up to the challenge, and even if it ended in failure, you still managed to show what you could do. I'm proud of you, Iris, with or without your scholarship. I wipe my eyes with my hand as my father's smiling face and kind words bring me back from the edge. It feels like a great weight has suddenly been lifted from my shoulders. All of the stress, the worries about my future, the possibility of being on the run. In an instant, everything has been rectified. I mean, other than the whole you and Zoe dating thing, like, You know, how much does the dad know about that? Exactly. How silly. I tried to prove that I could be independent, but in the end I've gone back to relying on you once more. I really am a failure. Freed from all the stress racking my brain, I suddenly begin to feel dizzy. The room starts spinning, and I desperately reach out, steady myself against the wall as I try to remain upright. Iris, you okay? I loosen my shirt from around my neck, giving myself some air. My face and throat feel hot. It's difficult for me to breathe, as though some kind of sickness is suddenly taking a hold of me. As I begin to slump over, I feel a pillar of support beneath me. My father pulls my arm over his shoulder and keeps me upright, easing me forward. Take it easy, Iris. I know this is a lot to take in. You've had a rough couple of days. You're utterly exhausted. You need a proper rest, free from the drama going on around you. Just lay down for a while and get some rest. Leave everything else to me. I nod weakly, surrender myself to my father's care. Aww, wow, that's nice. Did you tell him about the dating thing? I am cautiously optimistic, but how much does he realize about the dating thing? It's like, because that's not ending, so he has to be okay with it. Once we enter my bedroom, my father eases me down onto my bed. My back hits the cool sheets, and a great deal of the tension in my body turns into relief. My worries are all behind me. I can rest peacefully, comforted by the sheets under which Zoe and I made love. Oh, that's sweet. Sleep well, Iris. You didn't. You have nothing left to be anxious about. I'm gonna take care of everything just as I promised. Really? My father nods while showing me a gentle smile. Of course. What good is a father who can't take care of his own family? You may think it's selfish to keep relying on me, but the truth is, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, Iris. And being needed by you is one of my life's greatest joys. So for now, while you're still too young and naive to take on the world alone, let me support you just for a little while longer. Oh, dude, my heart right now. Did you tell him about the dating thing? Is he okay with that part? Because then this really is best case scenario. My eyes gradually open as morning rolls around once more. I awaken with a surprising amount of ease as I stretch my arms and legs, quickly springing to life as the sun washes over my body. I slept longer than any healthy person should, and yet I've never felt better. Whoa, that water is loud. Coaxed by, although it's sizzling bacon, sorry, it was so loud it was overpowering. Coaxed by the smell of sizzling bacon, I follow my nose out of my bedroom and into the kitchen. Now this is how morning should be. That smells heavenly, Zoe. Huh, nobody can say no to the smell of bacon, not even vegetarians. You're right about that. My voice wavers as I stare into the kitchen. The person in front of me making breakfast for two is not Zoe. It's my father. Dad? What is it? Not taking his eyes off the frying pan, my father cracks open another egg and adds it to the sizzling mass on top of the stove. Why are you still here? And where's Zoe? Did she go out already? My father suddenly goes rigid. Oh, about that. Hey, let's talk about that after breakfast, okay? Oh no, here's the drama. Here's the drama. You slept all day yesterday, must be starving by now. While my stomach agrees with my father, I'm too alert mentally to miss his deflection. Oh no, something bad did happen to Zoe. I leave the kitchen, go to the bathroom, then to Zoe's room. Nowhere to be found. And her belongings are gone. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Dad, where's Zoe? Later, let's get you some food first, then we'll... Where's Zoe? She screams. I shout unintentionally as I bang my fist on the dining table. My father freezes up once again in response to the loud noise, allowing a suppression of surprise to mask his face for a moment before trying to put on a smile. Now just calm down, Iris. I know you're upset. I'll explain everything to you shortly, but please sit down and eat with me first, okay? I glare at my father. With my fist shaking at my sides, I remain standing unmoving. Seeing that, my father sighs and turns off the stove. Fine, have it your way. Zoe's gone, Iris. My father's expression turns serious in an instant. He cuts straight to the heart of the matter and states his key point bluntly, then waits for my response. Gone? What do you mean, gone? Where is she? When is Zoe coming back? She isn't coming back. Not now and not ever. I brought Zoe's belongings to her while you were asleep. She should be halfway across the country by now. Halfway? I quietly whisper to myself in disbelief. But that doesn't make any sense. Zoe can't be gone. There's no way she'd leave me. Not like this. Zoe loves me. She can't possibly disappear without saying a word. She did. It's precisely because she loved you that she did. You're lying. Zoe would never. She can't be. I'm not lying, Iris. Zoe left. No matter how that makes you feel, you owe it to her to understand why. When I spoke to your teacher, one of the conditions attached to his silence was that the source of the problem be removed. No. I told Zoe that you could return to school without further incident if she agreed to leave. Zoe was reluctant at first, but we both agreed it was for the best. Oh my god, I'm seeing red right now. She understood what an impact her presence was having on your life. She could see for herself that your life was derailing, and she knew that she was the cause. But Zoe didn't want you to up your future for her sake, or to live in hiding away from your friends and family. She wanted you to live a happy, fulfilling life, even if that meant your life wouldn't include her. Zoe wished to leave of her own free will. She said if her leaving meant you would have a future you deserved, then she would go without ever looking back. No, I don't. You're lying. Iris. Zoe's your sister. It's what she wanted. I offered to put her up in a school elsewhere or help her get set up in another town, but she wished to do it all on her own. I gave Zoe enough money to live for a while in a nicer city far away. She's going to quit school with my permission and pursue her dream of becoming a musician. She'll have the life she wanted from the beginning. You'll be able to return to school. Best option for... I don't want this. You're trying to tell me that Zoe's gone just like that? That you decided all this behind my back and thought I'd be okay with it? Iris, please. No, get away from me. Zoe wouldn't leave me like this. She said that she couldn't live without me anymore. She promised that we'd run away together and be happy. So there's no way that hot tears streamed down my face as reality came crashing down around me. Once again, Zoe was gone. She'd vanished without a trace, leaving me with no say in the matter and deciding for both of us what was best. Zoe left me. Even after she promised we would be together, she left me. Iris, I know this must be difficult for you, but you have to understand that this is for the best. You can have a normal life now, and so can Zoe. This is the only way to make that happen. So please, just calm down and shut up. Just shut up already. This is all your fault. Zoe would never do this if you hadn't tricked her. What did you say to make her leave? What lies did you tell her? I didn't lie. Everything I told her was the truth. Liar. Even now you're lying. Everything you say, it's all... I hang my head and watch my tears fall to the floor. The moment I let my guard down, my father wraps his arms around me, forcing my face into his chest. Let go. Let go, let go, let go, let go. I try to push my father away from me. I pound his back with my fist and struggle fiercely, hitting him again and again as I try to break free. But my father doesn't let go. He keeps holding on to me, taking it all in as I let out my frustration. I hate you, Dad. I swear I hate you so much. It's okay, honey. Just let it all out. My punches grow weaker, and eventually I lose the will to keep hitting him. I relax my shoulders and allow my arms to fall by my side, sobbing into my father's chest as his arms hold me. My anger dissipates, leaving me with naught but an overwhelming feeling of grief. Zoe, how could you do this to me again? I love you so much, and yet you left me, not once but twice. If that's how it's always going to be between us, then maybe... You've got to be kidding me. I got the bad ending after all? It was impossible for us to be together after all. You gotta be kidding me. Did I actually get the bad ending? Like, what is this roller coaster? Stop it. Throughout the week, I tried calling Zoe and messaging her multiple times. Eventually, I only received a number unavailable dial tone. I felt like I was going insane without her. Each day was such a drag, and I just couldn't bear the loneliness that engulfed me. I ached for her. My body craved her touch as well as her kiss just one more time. I usually ended up crying myself to sleep, even stopped eating daily. She was the only thing I could think about. It was killing me. My father did his best to support me, even offered to get me counseling. I found ways to convince him it was just a phase, and my experience with my sister was just a passing fantasy. Maybe he just wanted to believe it, to believe I was over Zoe and I didn't need to see a shrink. So he agreed to let me stay here alone until I finished up school. I can't believe this, dude. When I went back to school, I saw Professor Podbert. I punched him in the throat. My stomach twisted as he smiled at me, holding open the door for me like nothing out of the ordinary. I never did learn how much my father paid him, but the professor never spoke to me or anyone about what he saw that night. Yeah, this is the bad ending. This is not it. This is not it. As time went on, old wounds began to fade. I brought friends home and began to venture out to do things. Didn't tell anyone about my experience with Zoe, about what had transpired between us. With schoolwork and volunteering myself whenever possible, it wasn't so hard to keep my mind off her. I found myself thinking about her less and less. Didn't cry off over her anymore either. As I dug myself deeper into my schoolwork, I had no intentions of getting close to anyone anytime soon. Decided I could be happy on my own. That I didn't need anyone in that way. Which was bull. And before I knew it, I was in college. This is such a load, dude. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. On a bright fall day, I sip at my coffee while walking with my friend from school. I think the guy at the coffee shop gave me decaf. Why would he do that? We used to date in high school. Not one of my prouder moments. I chuckled to myself, giving her a reassuring smile. Well, there's about 3 coffee shops on this block alone. I'm sure we can find another one. No way. If I stop going to this one, he'll probably think he's won. One? You think the reason I'm not going to the coffee shop is because of him? He'll think, he will. Therefore, he has influence over me. I won't allow it. Oh, you're being so silly. He probably just forgot. My voice trails off as I'm suddenly distracted. On the street corner, a girl with long black hair is waiting for the light to cross. I instantly knew who it was. All the pain I held dormant threatened to burst from my heart. This can't be real. Iris? In a second, the light would be turning green on the walk signal. Before letting my friend finish speaking, I tossed my coffee into a nearby trash bin and rushed toward the street corner. Sorry, something's come up. Call you tomorrow, alright? She just runs away. I approach the street corner at a rapid pace, my chest tightening with each step. What am I even thinking? We haven't spoken in so long. What if I can't even bring myself to speak to her? But all that didn't matter. I just kept walking towards her. Zoe. Unbelievable. I'm so angry. Zoe lifts her head from her phone to look at me. As we lock eyes, hers begin to widen in a torrent of emotion. Iris, I stare at her calmly. I have no idea why I'm suddenly so calm, but staring into those beautiful eyes of hers again, I almost forget myself. I need to go. Suddenly, Zoe tries to flee from across the street. No way. I am not going to let her slip away. This scenario, I played it out through my head a million times. Come back. Please don't follow me. I pursue Zoe at a brisk pace. She isn't running, but she also isn't making it easy to catch up. Please, Zoe, stop. After almost a minute of following her, I finally can't take it anymore. Stop! I command at her. Zoe finally halts. Please, just speak to me. I've already lost you once. Why are you doing this to me again? Zoe lowers her head into her hands. Iris, I'm sorry. Zoe's now crying, hiding her face in her hands. My heart flutters from hearing her voice again after all this time. Look, why don't we get off the main path? I can't believe this, dude. I can't believe all of that had to happen. That makes me so angry. I direct Zoe to a secluded part of the park nearby. I also need to end this episode, but I mean, here we are. Here, we'll be able to speak freely without gawking bystanders. As I watch Zoe wipe away the remnants of her tears, I curse myself for the feelings running through me now. Right, even now, after all this time, she's the closest thing I've had to love in a relationship. Please just let me leave. Zoe speaks so softly I almost don't hear her. Her request sends a wave of anger through me. That's what you have to say to me after all this time? What more is there to say? I don't know. How about I'm sorry for leaving you with no contact? No way of knowing if you were alive or dead? I don't want to talk about it. I just get over it. I did. Just get over it? What? Did I mean nothing to you? Zoe pauses and hesitantly looks me in the eye. That's right. Her words cut me through me like a knife. That's such a lie. Shattering through vestiges of humility I had left. I begin to cry. My earlier calmness nowhere to be found. How could you say that to me? The girl I loved so much just told me I was nothing. You meant everything to me, and I meant nothing to you? Oh God, Iris, please don't cry. I didn't mean it. Iris, I had to leave. It was the only way. Furious, I grab hold of both her arms. Why? You left out the door and never spoke to me again. So just tell me what was so damn important. She practically hisses, grabbing my hands off her arms and pinning me against the bench. Because I love you. Not like friends, not like sisters. I love you, Iris. I stop fighting her grasp, fighting back my own tears as shock and elation hits me all at once. I thought about contacting you. I really did. I went to your college several times over this past year. You were keeping tabs on me and you never once contacted me. I had to know you were doing all right, and you were. You were smiling and laughing with your friends. You looked like you were doing fine at college. I moved away, hoping to escape all the confusing thoughts I had. I ended up falling for you and almost ruining your life. I put you in jeopardy for your scholarship at school. I got close to you as no sister should. And then She stops for a second, her breathing strained, fighting back tears, and it's wrong. It's so wrong to have these feelings. You don't choose who you love. No, but you choose whether your love will hurt the other person's life. If we're together, it's always going to run the risk of being discovered. We won't be able to get to be together around friends, and we will get caught. I don't care. I don't care about those other people. I only care about you. Just please don't leave me here. Please don't leave me and never talk to me like you've been doing. Look, Iris, the only logical option was that I had to leave. I love you so much. You deserve a normal life, not some fucked up relationship with me. I couldn't condemn you to a life of being afraid to even go outside in case someone we recognize saw us together. You don't get to decide that. Dad forced you to leave me. I'll never forgive him. You're wrong. I left on my own. After that walk to the store, I realized what I was asking from you. What I was asking you to give up. What your life would be like if I stayed with you. I realized the only situation was to get out of your life forever. Yeah, that is the second time you arrived at that BS conclusion, and it was horrible. Please just let me leave. Please don't follow me. No. I'll leave you if you tell me this isn't what you really want. If you tell me to my face that you don't actually want to be with me, and not because of something you felt was the right thing to do, I'll go and never look back. Zoe stands silently as the weight of my request presses into her. Her eyes shift around, turmoil running through them. I'm serious. You keep talking about all that stuff, what's best for me, like some sort of martyr. If you truly want to be separated from me, just tell me. Just tell me that. It feels like an eternity passes before she finally looks up, meeting my eyes. I can't. Even after all this time, even knowing I'll set you free with one little lie, I can't. I love you so much. I'm still selfish and horrible after all this time. I've never once forgot about you. You've been in my mind almost constantly every single day. I could never truly let you go. Then don't. Come back with me. Come back to my apartment. Zoe stares at the ground, her eyes lost and swimming with emotion. Tell me you don't want to, after this. Standing up with the tiptoes, I press my lips to Zoe's. The moment we lock our lips together, it feels as though everything is right in the world, like I'm floating through a dream. It's a short kiss, but Zoe doesn't pull away. She leans into me before we break away, panting breathlessly. I clasp both her hands into my own. Tears begin to fall from Zoe's eyes, and I realize with a start that they've been flowing from mine as well. Iris, I'm gonna want something from you again. The same thing I wanted all that time while we were together. I don't mind. Zoe, I want the same thing. I always have. Don't you see? Zoe, we don't know the future. I can't guarantee that no one will ever find out or that will be accepted. You're right, it's probably not going to be easy. We're probably going to face hardship for our choice sooner or later. But you're crazy if you think it's going to be all bad times, or that I'm going to be happier away from you because of that. Because I do know that I love you, and you love me, and you can't tell me you don't believe that. Zoe stares at me with tear-filled eyes, not bothering to wipe them away now. Iris, I've been such an idiot. Can you ever forgive me? I do. And Zoe, we have a lot of lost time to make up for. I place my palm on her face. She nuzzles into it, kissing my hand. Whatever happens from here on out, the good and the bad, we'll face it together. Oh, dude! Oh, finally! That extra go-around of stress, completely unnecessary. And I am not okay with it, I just want to say. Together, then. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me! That extra round of stress, I'm so angry. So angry, dude. Oh my god, okay, so that's obviously the good ending, I would imagine. Oh, there we go, just in time. Okay, so, wow, okay, so there was some, it's just the way, it's funny timing, but I'm gonna have to cut away. So, it really, really quickly snuck up on me. Okay, so one last more do the deed, and there was some choices to let Zoe do whatever she wanted, and of course I was all about it. So there was also some interesting revelations in that last forbidden scene. First of all, so apparently, well, I mean, it makes sense, but at some point, Iris told their dad that, hey, I rediscovered, despite your best efforts, I rediscovered Zoe, and I'm moving in with her. Apparently the dad was disappointed, apparently, but like she didn't say that he stopped talking, he wanted to stop talking to her or anything, so he must still be, you know, like, to some degree, like, on speaking terms. But at some point she told him that, and oh, there you go, look at that, 1 year later. Anyway, so yeah, apparently Zoe is into some interesting things, and Iris is, of course, much more sheltered and hesitant, but she let Zoe do it. Obviously, we had the choice, and of course, I was like, absolutely. Anyway, so interesting revelations. Let's not do this after all. Oh, come on, what's the harm? I just don't feel comfortable with this. Oh, do you think they're there? She's forcing her to try on frilly clothes? I bet you that's what they're doing. It's not a big deal, besides I'm the only one here. We'll both come out at the same time on the count of 3, okay? 1, 2... Oh, they switch places! I love that! That's awesome! She's wearing all of, like, her style, and she's wearing hers. That's so cute! 3. Zoe and I both emerge from our makeshift changing rooms at the same time. Standing before me is my little sister, dressed in white and pink clothing with frills, the kind of thing she would usually never, ever wear. And standing next to her, I stand in loose-fitting punk clothes, an ensemble I'm familiar with, yet which doesn't suit me in the slightest. Zoe, shut it. I know I said I wanted to try this, but that's just, I'm changing back. No, don't be like that. It's all good fun. Just humor me for a bit, okay? Fine, I'll put up with it. But only for a little while. Yes, just for a little while. I giggle as Zoe caves in with surprising ease. Though she's all still stoic and stubborn, Zoe has become far more accommodating over this past year. The fact that I finally managed to get her to play dress-up with me is proof of that. This is so demeaning. Cute little laugh. Oh, come on, Zoe, isn't this fun? For you, maybe. It feels like my soul is being sucked into a girly abyss. What a scary laugh. For months now, I've tried to get Zoe to try on clothes with me, but she would always have some convenient excuse prepared. Anytime I attempted to try this in stores, she'd say a pesky sales associate would bother us, or that we didn't have the free funds to buy new clothes. But then I came up with the ingenious idea of using our own clothes for a swap. You really do look cute. No, I don't. Zoe sighs as I strike a victory pose. I feel cool in your clothes. Watch out, world. This sexy chica's on a roll. Please don't ever use the word chica again. Zoe fakes an exaggerated gag as I laugh. Although we've grown quite close since becoming a couple, it hasn't really changed the dynamic between Zoe and I. I'd like to think that because we need to keep up appearances, we do need to keep our relationship secret after all. Neither one of us is stupid enough to tempt fate twice. But in reality, I think we've stayed much the same because that's simply the way we are. This is the Zoe I fell in love with after all. Stop being a sourpuss. Come on, say something cute. Fine. What should I say? Say some line from a romance movie, something heartfelt with watery eyes. Iris, I confess my love to you. What the hell was that? It's a line from a romance movie or something. I don't know any movies where they say it in such a deadpan way. Come on, let it come from the heart. Fine, Iris. Zoe begins to speak, and her voice becomes slightly breathless. Her dark eyes catch mine in the mirror. I don't want to be with anyone in the world except you. Wow. Was that good? Yes. I catch my heart. I clutch my hand. My chest to still. I clutch my chest to still my heart. Right. Sorry. What romance movie is that from? I don't watch romance movies, let alone memorize lines. I just thought that would be convincing. It was. Zoe rolls her eyes at my reaction, but she's smiling now. Alright, my turn now. Lowering my voice, I think of a line to say that would fit my new persona. Sorry, baby, but I'm in love with the guitar. What? She's like, what? What's with that weird voice you're talking in? Wait, is that supposed to be me? My passion is music. It's the only life I know. I'm gonna get really mad. Stop making my voice sound so weird or something gross. I'm supposed to be a cool rocker persona. It's supposed to be a cool rocker persona. There was nothing cool about that. Oh, how mean. It's just us here. Don't need to be so self-conscious. Isn't this an enriching experience? Not the word I'd use. Honestly, though, if you wanted me to play dress up, there's much better ways to go about it. I can't help it. It gives me such a rush to see you get all flustered. Zoe averts her gaze as a slight blush appears on her face. Whatever, dress-up time is over. Not yet, just a little bit longer. I break character as Zoe threatens to walk away. Fine, but hurry up. Thank you, Zoe. While thanking Zoe, I grab my phone from on top of my bed. A few seconds later, I have the camera open. Before Zoe realizes what's going on, I snap a picture. What? What do you think you're doing? Zoe thrusts her arm out, trying to block the lens. In response, I take a step back and take a few more photos. Lovely, lovely, mademoiselle. Now a shot from the back, if you would. Stop that. I explicitly said no photos. Oh, come on. I won't share them with anyone. So show your big sister a nice smile. Never. Oh, wait. Come back here. I was only playing. A few more photos. That's all I ask. Zoe runs out of the room, red in the face and clearly out of patience. As her soulmate, her sister, and her lover, no one knows how to get under Zoe's skin like I do. But as much as she claims to dislike playing with me like this, Zoe knows she can trust me to keep all of this secret. At the end of the day, it's all in fun. Scenes like this are just one of the many ways we express our love. That's adorable. Whew. Oops, sorry. After our dress-up session this morning, I had gone to the store to pick up Zoe's favorite ice cream. It was to be a simultaneous apology and thank you gift for this morning. It was a mundane thing, but somehow it really stuck out to me just how normal our relationship was. We've been living here in the city, enjoying our quiet moments at home together, while keeping up a friendly facade in public to avoid suspicion. It's been hard keeping our relationship a secret, but we've managed to live together for over a year now with no slip-ups. I deposit my bounty from the grocery store on the table and prepare to unpack. Before I can do that, however... Oh, hey, I wonder if now we can figure out if he's holding it against them. Dad? Hi, Sugar, how are you? I'm fine, just got back from the store. Good. You're on your break, right? Yep, semester ended, so I have a bit of time until next starts up. I decided not to take summer classes this time around. You've done with all your prerequisites now? Have you decided what you'll be doing after? Well, I stopped in my tracks as my father bluntly asked me the dreaded question. Not yet. Zoe had a nice show the other night. She said she made a lot of money in tips. Iris, I know this topic makes you uncomfortable, but it would be nice to talk about this. What happened? You used to love school. Since you started college, it seems you've changed. It's not that. I like school. It's just... I've been avoiding talking about this for so long with my father, I'd almost hoped he'd forgot. The truth is, I did love school, and college is fun. But after 2 years, I was no closer to figuring out what I wanted to do with my life than when I started. At this point, I wanted to pick up a career book, point, and say that's the job, but alas, I had done no such thing. Why don't we talk about this at the house? I'll be back in town this weekend. I'd love to see you. Oh, you're at the house now? Flying in for the weekend. I'll arrange for you to be picked up. Bring Zoe as well. Of course, she's been waiting to get out of the apartment. She'll be happy about this. Ah, so you're still living together. Yup. Oh, I see. It's been several months since we last spoke. I wasn't sure. Does Zoe have any plans to get an apartment of her own? What? No, why would she? At my blunt response to his question, my father goes quiet. You and Zoe... My father trails off in mid-sentence, as if making up his mind whether or not to continue. Iris, the two of you aren't still what? There's a stillness on the other end of the line. My heart begins to pound with dread as I sense my father's incoming question. Intimate. Jesse's like... No, Dad, God, I mean, that was just an experimental phase, you know that. Please drop it, please. I see. So, have you found a man yet at college? Or a woman, or whichever way you lean? I was never quite sure. Oh, Dad, I don't want to talk about this stuff with you, okay? Iris, you don't have to be shy. You can tell your father if you found someone. Oh, this is probably where a mother would have been nice to have around. I'm sorry I never remarried. It's just, after Diana, I gotta go now, Dad. My friends are waiting. See you at school. See you this weekend, okay? Bye. Love you. Beep. In a frenzy, I press the end call button on my phone. I stare down at the blank phone, hoping that my father won't call back. Yikes. I don't know about you, but like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could see her point about wanting to keep it secret, but like, he's clearly, I think he suspects. Like, he obviously suspects, like, at some point it's gonna happen. Like, I don't know. I might just dodge I might just like want to dodge all the incoming worry and just be like, yes, Dad, yes, we are. Like, and just to see what he says. Just to see what he says. Like, you know, the ball's in your court, man. Like, yes, we are. Like, I don't know, man. I would be tempted, but anyway. Wow. Oh, shut it. You know, you don't know what it's like. You're right, I don't. He asked if we were intimate. We are. I'm not going to tell him that. He's not an idiot. He probably knows something's up. That's exactly what I said. He asked us to come visit the house this weekend. Oh, really? Guess it has been some time since we've seen him in person. What am I gonna do? If he asks about us face to face, there's no way I'll be able to lie. People will believe what you want them to, especially parents. If Dad doesn't want to believe we're together, he won't. I don't think it's gonna be that simple. Maybe I could hire someone to be my fake lover when I visit him, then that should throw him off the questions about us. Seriously? Do you really want to get into the habit of solving everything with money? Yes. Come on, Iris, hiring someone is completely ridiculous. Just go to the dinner and be normal, functioning members of society. And then when he's not looking, I'll lean over and gently rub your thigh underneath the tablecloth. You are freaking me out. Take this a little more seriously. Okay, fine. I sigh and look down at the floor in defeat. Zoe comes over, squeezes me into her arms. It'll be fine, you'll see. I sighed loudly as Zoe rubs my back. Despite her reassurances, I really don't know if that'll be the case. Just thinking about the visit has started to make me feel incredibly anxious. You know, I was thinking that I'm ready for that photo shoot. Huh? Why don't we go back in the bedroom and you could pick out some more stuff you want for me to wear? I love you, Zoe. I love you, Zoe. Oh, dude, that's so sweet, though. After a long ride, I'm surprised it's still going. Like the end was forever ago, but whatever. After a long ride, the bus drops us off a short ways from our destination. We step out of the platform with our luggage in tow. There's a particular irony to riding the bus to a swanky-ass mansion. Well, I'd feel pretty silly booking a taxi ride when the bus can get us here, and neither of us has a license for a rental car, so that's one thing about living in the city, I guess. No reason to get a car. But in all seriousness, yeah, maybe where you live. But in all seriousness, why the hell are you wearing your uniform? The fact that your college even has a uniform is bad enough, and it looks the same as your high school one. Lilium College doesn't actually have a uniform code. It's an optional badge of honor that they offer for a modest fee. And this uniform is different from my old one. There are subtle differences, like better material and embroidery, whatever you say. Anyways, it's good to remind Father that I'm proud of being a student. Just because you see me in my uniform doesn't mean he does. Just as Zoe begins to shake her head, I see a sleek black car pulling down the road towards the bus stop. I think our ride is here. The black car comes closer till it stops directly in front of us. The driver's side door swings open and a man steps out of the car. He's dressed nicely and stands with a great posture. Hello, ladies. I hope your ride over here went well. It did. I hand him my luggage and I motion for Zoe to do the same. While the man begins to put our luggage into the trunk, Zoe sidles up to me and whispers, "A driver? Butler, manservant, whatever you want to call it. I haven't met him in person before, but I spoke to him on the phone when I was setting up the trip." Seriously? A butler? I knew you were spoiled. I am not spoiled, and we didn't have a butler when I was a kid, only a housekeeper and a chef. Wow, only. Father must be saving money having a 2-in-1 deal. Yeah, saving money. Set us up in a mansion or something if you're this loaded. Why? We have all we need, food, shelter, and each other. That's so sweet. Don't you forget it. Now, let's go say hi to Dad. Ah, yes. At the mention of Father, the butler deposits the last of our luggage into the trunk and then turns to address me. Unfortunately, your father was called away on business shortly before you arrived. He asked me to be here and set up your stay in the house. What? You mean he's not here? Correct. Why didn't he just tell me or call me? Jeez. I asked him the same, but he didn't. He didn't offer an answer. It would seem your father has trouble disappointing you, so he left me to soothe things over. Ugh. I stamped my foot into the ground, crushing whatever it was under my heel. Please join me in the car when you're ready to depart. Stupid dad. He just ran away. Talk about avoidant personality disorder. Maybe that's where I got it from. Choke. Zoe doubles over as my elbow makes contact with her side. It was a joke. I'm officially in a bad mood. Just let go already. Let's just go already. I was kidding, Iris. Iris, please. Zoe and I enter the main walkway of the house with our suitcases sliding on wheels behind us. Your bedroom has largely been preserved, minus the items you took with you to college. I've kept it clean in your absence. Thank you. And Miss Zoe will be staying in the guest room down the hall. Right. The butler nods, picking up our luggage to carry to our rooms. When he's gone, Zoe once again sidles over and asks, "We're sleeping in separate rooms? That's how Dad set it up, I guess. So we'll sleep in the same room, right? I don't know. Why not? No Dad here. It's just a whole household to ourselves. Too self-conscious to have some fun in your childhood home? This isn't my childhood home. Oh. I mean, we eventually settled here, but I lived in a lot of different apartments as Dad moved. You didn't have any child memories here? We didn't have this house until I was older, and by then I was going to Lilium. I do have fond memories of the Lilium dorms, though. We sometimes had midnight pizza parties and trick-or-treating on Halloween. So many fun events. You're lucky. The dorms back at my school were so terrible I wouldn't even know where to begin. We had a skirt that went down to my ankles for one, and my roommate smoked all the time. I never smoked myself, but I got blamed every time my clothes smelled like cigarettes. No one believed it was my roommate till she looked prim and proper. Because she looked prim and proper. I still feel sick when I smell cigarettes now. Whoops, gotta repress those memories again. I feel bad. You had such unpleasant memories of your time there. I don't need to feel bad. You don't need to feel bad. It's whatever. Meeting you is pretty much the best thing that's happened to me, honestly. Really? I'd probably have gone crazy by now if I didn't have you in my life. I smile, taking her hands into my own. Well, I'm here to stay. So, how about I give you a tour? I've been here before. Oh. I came directly here after I got off the plane, stayed here for a few days before Dad shipped me off to you. Wait, really? I guess I never told you about that. Well...
I suppose I never told you about that.
Zoe, I have excellent news. News? Yes, the school had closed its admissions, but after a small donation, I was able to get them to squeeze you in. Your uniform will be mailed here in a day or so. Donation? Uniform? What are you talking about? My father, who I had met only a few short days ago, is talking at about a mile a minute as he suddenly enters the room. They had a last-minute dropout, much to our luck. Lillian may be a prestigious school, but like all things, hands can be buttered. You'll only need to take a placement test to determine your classes, then you're in. I don't want to go to some stuffy school. Well, hopefully you will, because the donation isn't refundable. Your education is important, and as luck would have it, I have my daughter set up in an apartment nearby. It'll be a chance for you to reconnect, as opposed to me reconnecting with you. Zoe. I roll my eyes at his admonishment. I got more than enough of adults using that tone with me back at school, but instead of scolding me, he sighs and sets down his glasses, rubbing his temples. As I watch him, my defiant attitude cracks. Zoe, I'm sorry. My job keeps me very busy and unable to leave my office for long periods of time, not to mention that I myself will be leaving for an important trip soon. You're more than welcome to stay with me here until I get your application approved, but then you are to live with Iris. Iris, the older sister. I think about how Father's eyes light up as he talks about her earlier, or her life growing up in this stupid mansion. Just the thought of Iris makes me sick. Forget it, I don't need your charity. Yes, you do. Zoe, who do you have to help you over here? Do you have any money? Any means of finding a place to live? You've taken a flight here to get away from your old life, but you come with nothing. And what's more, you're still in high school. Do you really plan to make a life for yourself without even earning your high school diploma? I'm offering you a place to live rent-free until you finish your education. Please don't let your resentment of me stop you from seeing this as what's best for you. I don't resent you. I thought it would be different. My father's silent, now unable to look in my direction. My words have struck him deeply. I stare down at my boots in shame. How could I have ever thought this would be a good idea? He's already raised his own daughter, the perfect Iris. The last thing he wants is another brat to babysit. I wanted to get out of that school so badly. I completely forced myself into my father's life without even caring what his thoughts of the situation were. And now he just wants me to go. Shit, I'll kill myself if I cry now. I snap to attention as a warm hand grips my shoulder. Zoe, I'm sorry for the circumstances of your life. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there for you, and even now I'm sorry I cannot give you this. It's not that I don't want you here. That isn't true at all. I think you are a lovely girl, and I look forward to getting to know you as my youngest daughter in the future. But right now, this is what I can offer you. Iris will be the pillar of support you need. I want you two to become close and love each other. Ugh. I glance over at the many pictures of Iris adorning the wall. They follow her age from child to young adult. The perfect girl with the perfect life. Lilium is a beautiful campus with healthy meal plans that they provide free of charge. The surrounding city is safe as well. And you'll love Iris, Zoe. She is a wonderful girl who never wishes ill on anyone. Oh, great, one of those. Please, Zoe, just say you'll try. Fine. Good, this'll be just what you need, I'm sure of it. I'll finish preparations for your enrollment then. And that's how it happened. Wow, you never told me about any of this. I guess I blocked it out? I mean, I get here and he tells me I have to live with my perfect older sister and go to a school that's full of rich yuppies in uniforms. Basically, it would be just like I was still at my old school. Talk about a nightmare. Guess looking at it from that perspective, I can't blame you for being bitter about our arrangement. No, that was just, well, it was years ago. I've changed a lot since then. Yeah, you have. That all sounds like Dad, though, but he's not a bad man. I never said he was. I just had these pathetic fantasies of bonding with my real father for most of my life. Well, it's not too late. Dad's busy, but he will make the time if you ask. No, it's alright. I already got everything I wanted and more from you, Iris. Oh. That's so sweet. That's so cute. After dinner, Zoe and I had the place to ourselves. We decided to take a walk outside the house, eventually settled on the steps in front of the garden. That was a decent dinner, a bit healthy for my taste, though. Yeah, Dad's all about not polluting the body with chemicals and stuff. Guess the butler went off his instructions. Where is that butler guy anyway? Home? I don't think he lives here. He just takes care of things while Dad's away. Oh, so it's just us now. Zoe's arm moves around my shoulders and pulls me close. We have this whole mansion to ourselves. No one else around. Zoe, no. Come on. Her fingers begin to slide up my thigh and under my skirt. I pinch her hand and she pulls it away. We're outside. So? Butler guy's gone, so is Dad. Let's have some fun. This is just asking for something bad to happen. Fine, fine. Guess we'll head back home tomorrow. Not much point in staying the whole weekend since Dad didn't bother to tell us he wouldn't be here. Still mad about that, huh? Honestly, I think I'm relieved, just a little. I spent the whole ride over thinking about what I would say to him. Now I don't want to have to worry about it. I feel guilty. I feel like I've been avoiding him. It's like you've been avoiding him. What? That's not true. Father's always worked a lot. It's no different. I feel like you haven't been calling him as much as you used to. I'm an adult now. We're just busy. Right. Zoe doesn't seem convinced. I decide to fess up. I guess it's just everything. Our relationship, school, my meandering path in life. It's made it hard to talk to him. It's been 2 years since I've been at college, but I still have no idea what I want to do with my life. I finished up all my prerequisites and cost Dad a ton of money on what was basically recaps from high school. I've been so carefree at college, but if I make a wrong move now, my whole life could be affected. I just feel like I failed him. Jesus, Iris, I'm really pathetic. It's really pathetic. I had a clear path my whole life planned out for me, and now that I have to choose on my own, am I that lost without someone telling me what to do? Ugh, sorry, didn't mean to turn into a total downer. You're not alone, Iris. Many have been in your place. I just wish I would get to the part where I have it all figured out. Well, maybe telling your dad all of this will help. My carefree mood from earlier is gone, dampened by the wet blanket of reality. All I can do is shrug. Sorry, I wasn't trying to depress you. It's not your fault. It's not like the stuff just popped up overnight. I've been refusing to face it for a while now. Zoe's silent as I stew in my thoughts. I hadn't meant for the topic to turn so heavy, but I couldn't help myself as I started to vent to her. Hey, why don't we go someplace else for a bit? Somewhere else? Anywhere but the city. We could be a normal couple, just for a little while. I want to get away from everything that's been stressing you out. Someplace that you can relax. Maybe. Where should we go? Well, how about camping? Ew. Ew, what are you, a child? Pick somewhere nice, like a hotel, like a resort hotel or a cruise. How spoiled are you? Zoe laughs and shakes her head, smiling. You really don't want to be one with nature, lying under the stars, caressing each other's bodies? That sounds great until an ant crawls up my leg and bites my butt. Plus, days of long hiking and no showers, or a raccoon eats our food, or a mountain lion shows up, or we get harassed by a machete guy. Good grief, how could someone be so impractical? Maybe smart people don't want to have stuff get on them while they walk around. Stuff, you mean dirt? You really don't want to find a hidden stream, take off our clothes, dip in our feet in the cool water, our eyes meet as we kiss, the waterfall, the sun rays. How long have you been thinking about this? That was an entire planned out scenario. I've been cooped up in the apartment for a while, okay? I've been going a little stir crazy. That's true. We haven't been getting much work lately either. Ouch, yeah. Zoe wilts a little. Sorry, didn't mean it like that. I rub her back as she sighs. After you skip town like I did, word gets around. No one wants to hire a flake. I was kind of hoping you'd finish up your schooling and we could just move somewhere else. New city, new life, new job prospects. I mean, we've been here for 3 years. It's been 5 years for me. I actually like the city, you know. I just feel like we've exhausted all its possibilities. I mean, I can't kiss you or hold you in public without you worrying someone will see. If we moved, we'd have a totally fresh start. You can't tell me that doesn't make you want to think about it. Okay, I'll give it some thought. So, like, camping, getting away from all of my worries, huh? Change your mind? Yeah, it would be nice to be a normal couple in public for once. We sit quietly together, enjoying the view of the stars. Though you can still see them in the city, it's nothing compared to this. As we stargaze, Zoe springs an unexpected question. Do you think you'll ever tell Dad about us? No. Really? Even when we're old spinsters and we've lived our whole lives unmarried? If your daughter was in love with your other daughter and wanted a relationship with her, what would you even say? I don't know. You'd probably think you were a bad parent, that you failed your daughter so badly that they were driven into an incestuous relationship. Is that what you think about us? No. Sister or no sister, I would have wanted to be with you. Good, me too. But that's not what Dad or any other parent would think, you know? No one would ever think their children doing what we're doing is a good thing. No matter how much you love your daughters, you'll always beat yourself up about what went wrong. That's why I'll never tell him. Zoe's quiet, choosing instead to stare at the ground. Not that I blame her. I keep letting the topic shift to uncomfortable places. These dilemmas must have filled me with anxiety for the past year. Can't seem to stop myself from letting them out. Iris, I think you should talk to Dad. I think you should tell him. You can't keep dancing around him like this. There's just no way. I know how you must feel, but I don't think he's gonna disown you. I agree! Tell him! I agree! Disown me? I don't. I just mean he's not mom. You can't act. You can't talk. You can actually talk to dad without him shutting you down and making you feel horrible. I think you should realize how important that is. What am I saying? I didn't mean to force you into this. I just want you to feel better. I don't want this to be on the back of your mind all the time. Zoe squeezes my knee before getting up off the steps. I'm gonna go get my phone and then look at travel ticket deals. All this serious talk. I could use the distraction. All right. I love you. Love you too. Zoe gives me a quick kiss before she leaves. I watch as her figure recedes into the house, leaving me to my thoughts. Not only is it morally wrong to love Zoe, but legally speaking, it's also unacceptable for us too. But even so, I've chosen this path with Zoe. Out of all the people on this earth, my own sister is the one who made me feel these things. Zoe. That's right, I did choose this path, and so did she. We chose this because we loved each other above all else. It's with that thought It's with that thought on my mind that I pick up my phone and begin to dial. Oh, she's gonna do it, dude. Let's go. Tell him. Click. Dad. Honey, hi. My dad's voice is cheerful as he picks up, but also a bit tired. I could tell he's had a long day at work. Listen, I'm sorry I wouldn't be at the house. I hadn't planned for this, but the company, well, you know how it is. I know. It's okay. Listen, do you have a minute to talk? Or, well, honey, we don't have to... Why don't we save it until... No, please, Dad. If we don't do this now, I'll lose my nerve. There's a silence on the other end of the line after all that sudden outburst. I can't blame him. But I really won't be able to do this if I think any more about it. I hear movement, the shuffling of computer chair wheels, and then the sound of a door closing. Alright, Iris, I have time to talk. I'd like to go on a trip somewhere during my break, so I probably won't be around for the following week. Alright, do you need some money? Just use the card, that's why I gave it to you after all. No, that's not it. You see, I'm going on the trip with someone. That's fine, you deserve a little break, so I pay for the... No, Dad, let me finish. I take several slow breaths, then keep calm. Keep calm. Earlier, you asked me if I was seeing someone, and I am. Really? Well, that's great. And I'll be going with them on the trip. I see, you're that close already. Dad, it's Zoe. Silence on the other end. She did it, though. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her, dude. I can't hear my father's breathing or any other indicator of his mood. The tension is so thick, it's starting to become cloying? And I can't bring myself to say anything either. My hands are clammy now from gripping the phone so tightly. At this point, I want to hang up like I want to hang up like I did before, but it's too late now. Zoe. He says her name not as a question, but as a statement of fact. Yes, your sister Zoe. I see. You see? I heard what you said about your sister, yes. I wait, paralyzed, for what my father would say next. Nothing comes. After what feels like several minutes of silence, I get the courage to speak. Dad? I don't know what to say, Iris. I've always suspected that you two were, but I'd hoped... Hoped? A loud sigh in response. I can picture my father alone in his office, with his face buried his head and his hand in shame from his daughter's incestuous relationship. At this mental image of my despondent father, the tears I've been holding back break loose in hysterical sobs. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to fall in love with her. I didn't mean to. Anguish overtakes me as loud sobs force their way out of my body. I'm completely lost it now. My dad sounds so disappointed. Iris, calm down. I tried my best to stop my sobbing, stilling them into pathetic hiccups after several seconds. Listen. He's quiet again, collecting himself for what he's about to say next. Iris, it's the only thing I've wanted for you is to be happy. I can't say I understand this, because I don't. Out of all the people on this earth who could give you a happy life with no hardships, how your flesh and blood sister is the only one you've chosen is not something I can wrap my mind around. And I can't always protect you like I did before. It just won't be possible, especially with the difficult path you've sealed for yourself and Zoe. I know. I hear my father sigh. But if Zoe is truly the one who makes you happy, if she's truly the one you love, then I won't get in your way. I've got to go now, honey. Hugs and kisses. Hugs and kisses. With a click on the other line, our call ends. Tears freely fall from my eyes. My father had told me all I wanted to hear. I shakily lower the phone. Dad hadn't accepted of my relationship with Zoe, but he hadn't shunned it either. He hadn't cast me out. He hadn't yelled at me, hadn't despised me for having a taboo relationship with his own daughter, his other daughter. But that was more than enough. I can't believe it! She told him and he accepted it! What a good guy! What a hero! Let's go. Hey, Zoe, did you hear? A bit. Do you think he was alright with it? Honestly? I don't know. He wasn't upset, but he didn't exactly approve of it. But it wasn't for the reasons I thought. How did you know that he wouldn't react badly? Because I love you, and I know he does too. You feel better? A little. I don't know. I guess I feel weird. I guess admitting you're begging your relative isn't all it's cracked up to be. Oh, let's take this more seriously, Zoe. Fine, just trying to lighten the mood. Come here, you look like you're about to pass out. A soothing embrace slowly wraps around me. I feel utterly exhausted. I'm here. I smile, returning my embrace. Sorry, I hit control. Yeah, you are. Oh, dude, that's awesome. She told him. I'm so proud of her. So proud of her. That was so brave. That must have been so scary. Oh, dude. All right, say yay camping at a resort hotel. Boo, don't be like that. Okay, now this one with a kiss on the cheek. Mwah. Did you get it? I didn't hear the phone click. You did it a bit too fast. I'm not very good at taking selfies. Here, one on the lips. But this is for my FaceTime account. How about for the private collection, like those nude photos of you? Oh, I can't believe you just kept those, that you keep those on your phone. It's my wallpaper. No, I'm kidding. One of these days you're gonna give me a heart attack. I guess out in our surroundings, there's so many trees and cute animals running about. This place is really beautiful, just us in the great outdoors. The hiking trail has a Segway rental with a paved path. There's vending machines every half mile on the Segway trail. Wow, you just can't be satisfied, can you? I'll have to make sure you're extra happy tonight to keep you from complaining tomorrow. Who's complaining? You almost cried when you found out the bus ride was gonna take 5 hours. There was no interest, there was no internet, and you didn't let me bring any of the study materials. I had a right to cry. Yeah. Zoe affectionately runs her hand through my hair, which is now much shorter. Do you really like it? I wasn't sure that you'd think when I got it cut. I do, it looks cute on you. It does look cute on her, they look so good. But you could be bald and I'd still think you were cute. No way, I'd probably have a weird shaped head. What an odd thing to worry about. Zoe draws me close, pressing her lips to mine again. I hear the phone shutter noise, snapping several times as we playfully kiss on the hillside view. Let's see how they turned out. Oh damn, most of them are out of focus. It's a little hard to snap a selfie while you're kissing. Good point. Zoe flips through the gallery of failed photo ops with a frustrated sigh. Then she looks up as a man is riding past. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? What are you doing? Zoe, stop it! Yes? The man gets off his Segway. Zoe hands him the phone. Will you take a picture of me and my girlfriend, please? Oh sure, no problem. Zoe returns to my side as the man gets up for a photo. When she moves in for a kiss, I pull away. What? He doesn't care. Come on. Zoe moves her lips to mine once more, and I try to strike a natural pose with the photo. I hear the fake phone shutter go off, and Zoe pulls away. Here you ladies go. Thanks. Cheerfully, Zoe takes the phone back. This is so embarrassing. Okay, the good news is it's in focus. The bad news is you look like you're being forced to kiss a porcupine. Because you asked that random guy. Oh, lighten up. He clearly didn't care. I guess you're right. We're here enjoying our time together, without our usual worries of secrecy. I guess I've been so used to hiding it. See, this is totally why we should move and have a fresh start. I agree. Yeah, I said I'd give it some thought. Either way. Zoe pulls me in for another kiss. Sans photo? Maybe like takes another photo? I'm enjoying our time together right now. Zoe meets my eyes with a loving gaze. When Zoe looks at me like that, I feel like the whole world just comes to a stop. But we'll need to sucker someone else if we're gonna have a good kiss photo. Huh? Let's throw some rocks in the path so we get the next wheeled guy. The next what? I'm so confused. Let's throw some rocks on the path so the next wheeled game mobile, maybe that's how she's saying that, has to stop for us. Oh no, Zoe, stop! That's so rude! I yank Zoe away from the rock pile. As I deter Zoe from her terrible plan, the thought pops into my head. We should send one to Dad. A photo? Yeah, go for it. What? Well, now that I think about it, he doesn't have a picture of both of us. I'm a bit nervous to send it. Iris. No, never mind, I won't send it. Give me that. Zoe takes the phone from my hands before I can stop her, quickly swipes through. Sent. What? Hey! I bob her shoulder, laughing. It's nice to see you so carefree, it makes me so happy. I nod, nuzzling her shoulder. I couldn't be happier than right here with you. Me too. Oh, dude, that's so cute. They went camping. They're thinking about starting over. She told their dad. I'm so proud of her. That must have been so scary. Anyway, even though we hide our love from others, even though there are precious few places we could be a couple, we still love each other more than ever. So we'd face our future and everything in it. Oh, dude, that's so sweet. That's awesome. Oh, dude, that's so cute. That is so cute. I love it. I love it. Oh, fun fact! I'm absolutely gonna take a snapshot when in recording and editing, and I'm gonna save that as my wall. I'm gonna save that as one of my wallpapers. That's awesome, dude! And like, so obviously they sent it to their dad, and he probably hung it on his wall. That's probably what this is. Considering there's another picture of Iris. There's the one of the dad and Iris, so that's probably exactly what they did. They sent it to Dad, he hung it on the wall. That's so cool, dude! Look at that, we did it, for realsies. So obviously this finale was a little bit longer, but technically my limit is I try to make them about an hour to hour and a half, and we only went to 2 hours in the recording, minus whatever the edits are. So altogether, that's not bad, especially for a finale. I think a finale is one of the most appropriate episodes to have be longer than normal, but oh, that was so good, man! Wow, that was good. I loved that. That was so good. So the only complaint I have is I really didn't like the extra spike of drama in the middle. Honestly, I feel like it could have... I mean, I don't know. Okay, let me rephrase. I don't like it. I see why they did it, though. Because they did that extra hump of drama of Zoe leaving and they were gone for a period of time. I don't love that, not gonna lie. I don't love it. However, there is some good things to be said. I don't know why this looks like this. Oh, there we go. Okay. It was just trying to figure it out. Oh, after story. Oh, this is the... Okay, never mind. Sorry. Hang on a minute. Yes, okay. So the after story is just... This is what happens after the end part. That's what we just played. Anyway, so yeah. So I don't love the extra little hump of drama that we had to sit through. I won't lie, I didn't love that. However, because it did happen... the dad was able to get involved, and in time, it led the Iris and Zoe were able to just tell him. Like, he was able to, I mean, they were able to just be okay with it. Like, they were able to just, he was still able to be a part of their lives. They were able to bond. They were able to be happier, I feel like, because then they don't have everything hanging over them. Because the extra drama happened, she didn't lose her spot in school. They didn't have to run away from home and lose their dad. Like, because it wasn't awesome to sit through, but because it happened, the end result is better. Because now that they didn't run away from their father, they didn't have to cut ties with everyone they ever knew. You know what I mean? So it's like that's a huge improvement. That's totally worth it. You know what I mean? So I think that's worth the price on the other side. It's just not awesome having to sit through another round of drama after the first one just ended. But it was so good. I loved this. I loved this a lot. So obviously this game covered some taboo topics, but I mentioned this, I believe I talked briefly about it in my, oh man, what's the name of that anime? There's an anime where it's a brother and sister combo, and in the anime, I forget the name, it's like In Sorrow Where We're Least Alone, I think is like the English name, maybe? That might be its name, maybe. But anyway, in that one, in their arc, because there's different arcs in that one, which is a great design, by the way. After the initial setup, then there's one of 4 girls that he gets together with, and in that one, it's a very cool design. Anyway, so at the end of it, one of the other people, because they get discovered, and one of the other people says, you can't help who you fall in love with. So obviously, this game has similar vibes to that in some ways, and that's where I stand on it. Like, some people are, maybe even a lot of people, are going to be weirded out by it. I'm not. Like, honestly, I don't think you can help it, personally. That is my personal belief, and you're welcome to believe whatever you want. But either way, this was so cute. I loved this. I did not expect to love it as much as I did. And I expected to like it. I expected to like it. So very, very good. 10 out of 10. And yeah, we will definitely be playing more. I don't know. I'm not going to lock in what's next. But I very well might lock in another visual novel. I also might do something completely random and different. You never know. Either way, because I've started it, I will continue the Civ 5 playthrough. It'll just be a slow burn kind of thing that's going super, super part-time. Sometimes I might miss uploads on that. It might happen. It's a very low-key side thing. There's not even a story, so it's like, of all things to miss, that's kind of a good thing to miss. But anyway, this was so good. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I loved it. And I'll be really curious what we jump into next, because it's always a mystery even to me. But anyway, that is going to call for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the content today, and we will talk to you guys later. Hi, guys. Splat. Oh, we're going, babe. We're going. Oh, my lord. Okay, it's fine. I saved it. I saved it. You see that quick response? My lord, what a tap, though. Me and Buck. We just freaking spirit roasted that guy.